Okay. Hello, chat and friends and everybody. In case there's any enemies in here. No, just kidding. Uh,
Go away, troll.
what? Yeah. um, Welcome back to our weekly stream. We have this wonderful cast of all humans and critters and just amazing players here that are totally killing this game of Stormfall so far. It's been great. This is episode 3, third session in this 5th edition homebrew game. Um, I suppose just to give a heads up first, Astrid won't be with us tonight, Beth won't be with us tonight, and Ormia may join later, but we're not sure yet. Likely not. Um, as far as a recap goes, from last episode, the party managed to avoid several traps, actually. Emil was on point, uh, finding and disabling traps. There were so many fun traps. um, but they managed to get through, I think, without triggering any other traps, right? It's just that first room.
I think just the first one, yeah.
Nice. Okay. Um, they explored this mostly empty tomb. They did come across a room with a number of uh, crypts and coffin type stone coffins in there. And as they were looking about, their shadows came to life, basically sprang to life and attacked. They were able to defeat said shadows, find a key thanks to the help of some super freaky ghosts in the room. Every so often, they had some ghostly encounters, typically when a player was off by themselves, which they managed pretty well. um, they found their way down to this main chamber at the southern end of this lost tomb in Sandradia's chasm. Used the key to get in. I found this massive statue with huge sprawled out wings and a broken coffin, stone coffin in the center. Emil was heard behind a wall, western wall, the soft sound of like rushing air or something, so he was checking that out. They found a sundial that had some sort of an arcane effect to it. I believe that Kaylin discovered some sort of tethering effect to it. That's what she gauged from checking it out. Just as a mummy sprung forth from its blasted out of its stone coffin, there has a head, this wrapped, much like its body. Um, Except its head is about twice as large as it should be for proportionately for the body, with two giant rubies for eyes. And it said something ridiculous because my ad-libbing impromptu skills were just shot last night. So it's like, hey, what are you guys doing here? It was something pretty silly. You're like, um, not as scary as I had intended this creature to be. So we will take that from the top today. Let me just, of course, it would have been helpful if I had my notes up. I'm just going to take a peek before we get started and make sure there wasn't anything I'm missing. Actually, while I'm pulling this up, Emil, if you want to do an intelligence check as you're examining um, that western wall.
Yeah, it's already done.
Oh, okay. Wow! Okay. You see the crap through that illusion. You're like, wall? Yeah, right. Uh, it is not a problem for you to tell. I mean, as you get close, it looks like an 8-bit rendering to you. You're like, you reach your hand through a little bit, and the illusion to you fades. And you see what looks like a long hallway running westerly. And you hear what now sounds like rushing water towards the end, but you can't quite see to the end of the hallway.
Okay.
And that was happening just as the stones burst forth from the stone tomb here, and Mummy Guy came out. Um, okay, nope. I think that's pretty much where we are. I want to just change some things on here. Okay.
Mhm.
So, did we roll initiative? I cannot recall. Let's take a look.
I think we did.
Okay, nice. Emil, you were right on point. You're just sharp as a tack here. Top of the episode. You are first in the combat tracker, so take it away.
Okay. Well, let's see how far is he away. I think I will stay where I am, and I'll just pull out my short bow and take a shot. I'm going to try and stay on the edge of the fight and see how this goes.
Okay.
Oh, I guess I should have. Sorry, I forgot to target him.
Not a problem. Got the map open. Good.
I am not in control of myself.
Oh, there we go.
There we go. That's...
Completely my bad. I didn't tick you off there in the combat tracker. All right.
That's better. Okay, do you need to re-roll that combat roll, or?
No. That, let me just, I'm fairly confident that hits. Yep. Go ahead and just do the damage to it, because that definitely hit.
Okay.
Okay, you notch, you draw back your short bow, release the arrow, and it flies through, right through its torso, just under its left clavicle. It feels like it's not really held together that well, despite being, sort of a desiccated, dried out corpse. It's just almost like paper through it, dealing a good amount of damage, but not quite as much as you would expect.
Okay.
All right. Anything else for your turn?
Actually, I think. Yeah, you know what? I'm going to move just a little bit further away because I don't want him coming at me. So
Okay.
move back. I'll move back kind of to there.
Okay. Let me. Oops, I did that all wrong. What's going on? My map went wonky. Let me try that again. I'm just going to open up this hallway that you see here, too. Of course,
Okay.
that's just you, Emil, that sees it. Just in case you wanted to use that as part of your movement. Don't have to, but it's an option. I just wanted to reveal it for you.
Okay. I will stick with what I did for now.
Okay. Kaylin, you're awfully close, aren't you? Let me take a peek here.
I am awfully close.
Nice. Yeah. So you see this thing burst forth.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Surprise! It's right there in front of me.
Mm-hmm.
Did you reveal what kind of armor he's wearing? Do I have to do a perception check?
No, you can see um, it's wearing robes with a little bit of leather underneath, but it does have almost a mage type of regalia on, with a little bit of leather on the shirt area.
Can I do? I'm pretty sure I can. I just want to double check before I do this. Can I make like an Arcana check, and then do I still have my action after that, or
What
is
is
that my action?
It depends on what you want to use the
I
thing
was
for.
just gonna check to see like if he has like, hmm, is there any way to see like what kind of like if he, I don't know, like if he's attacking with magic, like what kind of magic he's attacking with, or if I can get, maybe I could do maybe a history check for me.
You could do. I mean, an Arcana check would let you know if it's magical, if you could sense
Yeah, which I
magic
kind
on
of
it.
figure it's magical because it's a skeleton
Mm.
rising from the earth.
Right.
Yeah, I guess I'll just. No, he's wearing robes. Maybe I'll try to. Let's see here. I mean, I'll just go. I mean, I can. Do I have to step closer or attacking with my sword? I have to be like right there
Yes.
closer,
Let me
right?
fix the mummy into a square. You have to be in a square next to it to attack it.
Hmm. Tell you what, I don't really know how this thing attacks, so I'm actually can I step back and still shoot with my crossbow?
Sure.
Okay, 'cause this worries me. So I'm going to shoot him with my crossbow and
Okay.
just see. Let's see here. Let me make sure I got him. There we go.
All right.
Don't want to get too close to him.
Nice.
All
Yep, that
right.
hits. Go ahead and roll damage.
Try this.
Notch your crossbow. Aim it up nice.
Did I do that? Did I not do it? Let's see here. There we go.
Oh,
Ooh.
snap. Nice. Okay.
Yeah, so I step back and I'm like, I want to keep some distance between myself and because I'm not really sure how he attacks or
Mm.
he hasn't really done anything yet. So, bam.
Awesome. So you step back with your dwarvish stature. You're sort of just above, the top of this stone coffin. So you step back around. You've got pretty good cover here, and you line up. You notch your crossbow and fire a bolt, and it fires right through its neck. Same effect. It's sort of like paper. It does a tremendous amount of damage. You lined it up really nicely,
Yeah.
but it does feel like not as much damage as you were expecting. But it
Okay.
does just
Okay.
blast through it.
Okay.
You hear like this sort of breathy sound stem from the hole that's in its neck now.
um. Okay, I think I'm done here. Let's see.
Okay.
How do I do this? There we go. I think.
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah.
You are up, Felix.
All right, Dan. So what I'm going to do next really depends on. There's a crate right in front of me. Is that going to be considered rough terrain, or can I jump over it, or what do we?
It would be easy for you to jump over it or on top of it. No, it's not. It's not so big that it would be rough terrain.
Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I can move here, and then I'll probably end up using my what is it called? The lighting stick.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, see, I don't have my. Oh, there it is. Sorry about that.
No problem.
Did that? Nope. Okay, target.
You rush over the boxes, doing like a General Lee slide, and hustle over to the mummy.
Did that? That's not working, is it?
Let me take a peek. Where are you, Phil? No, you don't have it targeted. I think Control Click is supposed to do it if you're trying to target the mummy.
Yep, you got it.
Okay, cool.
Nice.
And then let's see if I can redo that. No, oops. That's not
You've
what I
got to
wanted
drop
to do.
it. Yeah.
Lighting stick. Sorry, guys.
No fine. It's a learning curve.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
You swing the
Here we
lighting
go.
stick around, woof, and it hits. Go ahead and roll damage for that one.
Sure.
Ooh, nice. Okay.
Oh.
So again, you slash across the front, and it does damage, but it doesn't appear to be as much as you thought until the end of the stick lights up, and just behind the minimal scarring from the slash, the fire ignites and burns much more ferociously than you were expecting. So it does a decent amount of damage.
Cool. Can I use my bonus action to do the Polar Master?
Yes.
Okay, so I think he's still targeted. Cool. And then damage. Worth a try.
Nice. Okay, swing on, hit it in the side of the head, and it hits the skull. And even though you're expecting it to do some damage, it just does 0 damage to the skull. Not even a scrape.
That was a little confusing, but that'll end my turn.
Okay. So this it seems not that rattled. It's sort of looking around with these gems. You it's not very emotive. Obviously, it's a skull with these gems, but it's you can feel its gaze piercing through you as it sort of scan each one. Every time it gets attacked by someone, it's kind of scans that person and then moves on to the next. Uh, that brings us to Reinman.
Okay, so what are the D&D 5 rules about improvised weapons?
I will have to take a peek. I think there's like a static damage they do, which I will pull up here while you're. Is there anything in particular that you wanted to?
Oh, I'm gonna go all Aragorn with a scimitar and a torch.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's cool.
All right. Let me see here. Actually, I feel like Google would probably be faster.
Google that.
Oh, come on.
I mean,
There we go.
if hitting him with a torch would indeed result in fire damage. If not, then I'll do something else.
Okay. Let's see. Yes, it would. Mm-hmm. Here's there was this 1d4 damage. And with a torch, I mean, it wouldn't be much with a torch if it's just um, not something that intentionally spews fire, like the lighting stick. But I'd say so. It'd be 1d4 for like bludgeoning damage, and then 1d4. Well, it'll probably be two. 1d4 and a half halved for fire damage. So
Okay.
that's up to you if you.
Hmm. Well, I used up all my. Welcome to first level. I used up all my spells on the shadows. Well, my first level spells anyway.
Right.
Um. So. Well, what the heck? I'll probably do more damage with my short sword than I will with a torch. Anyway.
Okay.
All right. So I'm gonna um hop over the coffin thingy, sarcophagus,
Okay.
and go to town on his face.
Nice.
Control click. I think I targeted him.
I don't think so.
Oh,
I'll try it again. At least I don't see it on my. There you go. Now I got it. Bingo.
okay. Target's mummy. Yay. All right. Scimitar.
Hits. Nice.
Nice.
Wait.
Yeah.
You step up and leap, do this flying leap over this tombstone, the stone coffin, and just come down right, um, dealing slashing damage. Yep, right down its chest, cutting some of the wrappings. And again, you feel like that should have done a little more damage, but it still did a decent bit.
Okay. Well, I've got one more attack, so have at him. How
Nice.
about you?
Again,
You.
you come back around and strike again.
Ooh. Yeah.
Awesome. This one as well. You drag your the blade up, and as it cuts across the chest, again you feel not quite as much damage as you're expecting. And then as it strikes the skull, you notice that it stops doing any damage. The skull itself doesn't get scratched or anything.
Ooh. That means those rubies won't take any damage. FYI, y'all. Okay. Well, that's my turn then.
Okay. As the mummy, is facing you as you come up with the second
No.
slash, and just sort of gazing at you piercingly. Um, you again all hear a voice in your head, um, just say, "Such vibrant spirits within you. Your souls will nourish me well. And then, let's see, probably not,
I'm
probably
not vibrant.
Rhinwen. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because you're there. What? Okay. Hang on, let me just look at something else because that I
It's
feel
almost like, are you sure? Because you're looking a little malnourished.
Oh, right, I didn't add this in. All right, I'll just roll it in the thing. So, it reaches behind. It has not quite a cape, but it's part of its cloak. Reaches in behind and pulls out this jug and whispers something. Pops open the cork and splashes it at you.
Oh.
Um,
Uh-oh.
all right, let's see. I guess it's just gonna have to roll a straight up. 16 plus, what does it have? 5. 21 to hit?
That'll hit.
No.
Okay. That one just does a straight up d6. Okay. So I'm just going to add that in. Out comes this rather clear looking liquid. But as it dots across your face, ding, 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 you feel the caustic effect of acid start to burn at your watery flesh.
Asshole.
Yeah, you dot it away off your face quickly as you can, only taking 2 points of damage.
Oh.
Oh.
So, not as bad. Roll. um, it does also though. Look down at you. Ooh, nice. Okay. All right. It fixes its gaze right on eye to eye with you. Um, let's see, and it automatically
Oh.
rolled your
Look
wisdom
away.
saving throw, which I think it shows you, right?
Yep.
Okay. Um, instantly, almost out of nowhere, because you're like, let's kick this thing's butt. But as it pierces through your eye, through your soul, you're overcome with fear,
Oh.
and you're frightened until the end of its next turn. Oh wait. Let's see. If the target fails a saving throw by 5 or more, which is 11, and you got no, you got 10,
I
so
got
you're
it.
fine. So you feel like your muscles tense for a minute too, like they're locking up in place, but you shake that off, and you're just like, so you're considered frightened until the end of its next turn.
Okie dokie.
Oh.
And that ends its turn and brings us to Astrid.
So what does that? What does that mean that she's frightened? Does that affect
I'm
her?
looking it up.
It'll be under conditions, and frightened isn't too bad. Where are we? Frightened creature has disadvantage on ability checks and attack rolls while the source of its fear is
Mm.
within line of sight, and they can't willingly move any closer to the source of
Okay.
its fear.
Okay.
Well, unless it moves,
You're good.
still can, I
Yeah.
can still wail on it.
Yeah. Get away, burn it. Um, all right, so Astrid, oh gosh, she's way up here. Let's see, what's her? She's got a lot of speed though. She's 35, I think.
Yep.
5, 10, 15, 20, 20. All right, I don't think she'd want to get in Felix's way. So she blocks it in, and gosh, she's got all sorts of stuff here, right? Yeah, okay. So she's gonna pull out her hand axes, I think, and attempt to attack the mummy. First hand axe. Bummer. As she comes down, she just cuts some of the loose cloth in the front, completely missing it. And then strikes again with the other hand axe. Oh, man. Oh, she's going to hate me.
Man, it's not her
Goes
night.
across, yeah. And
Oh.
misses once again. Mummy's a little more agile than she was expecting. um, sorry, Astrid. And I have to look up the other thing. I don't think she has it yet. I think it's level 2. Okay, no, or Mia, which is also me. Yay! All right, she's over here. She's just been taking all of this in. And I think that she would probably use her crossbow just to play it safe. I don't know that she'd try and get in the fray just yet. So she. I'm so sorry, people that aren't here.
Oh
Not
my
just her
goodness.
crossbow. Uh,
Will, easy there.
and the arrow, again, the arrow strikes the skull, but just boom, flops up to the ceiling and collapses to the floor. Clink, 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 behind the mummy.
Yeah, it's not going
Here
too
in your
well.
minds, yeah. And that brings us to Emercina.
Okay, I have a question.
Mm-hmm.
Do the rubies, are they kind of like a protection for the skull? Like, do they have any kind of like, I don't remember if anybody did any, like a magic check or anything like that, or
It would probably
I
be
made
difficult.
that a brain fart too.
No one's done any. I don't think anyone's done anything.
It
Yet
just seems to
related
me
that.
that the skull seems to be kind of protected in a way.
It's difficult to tell from here.
Yeah.
At a glance, it just looks like
But they're
rubies
far
and
away,
eye sockets.
Yeah. Is there a way for me to? I'm looking at my actions and everything. Is there a way for me to produce a flame, put it on one of my arrows, and try to take aim?
Flame. Let me check produce flame. I don't know that you can attach it to something, but let's see. You can throw it. Yeah, you can throw it, but you can't.
Oh, jeez, Liam.
Also, attack with flame spell. You can't attach it though to another.
Okay, I can just throw it by itself.
Mm-hmm.
How far? Okay, I'm gonna have to move closer.
No, I think it's like you can hurl the creature within any creature within 30 feet of you. So I think you're within range here, right? We're seeing a 5, 10, 15, 20. Yeah, you're well within range to chuck it from there if you wanted to.
Okay, because I think I'm gonna do that instead of trying for an actual weapon, because weapons don't seem to really work that well.
Nice.
So
right.
let's see.
If you click the little magnifying glass at the right, it'll drop down like the attack and the damage and stuff.
Okay.
You've got
Oops.
yourself targeted. Yeah.
I'm gonna set myself on fire.
Yeah.
Yay.
Let me see. I think I can.
Yeah, that was
deselect
my
you.
bad. Okay, wait.
Go ahead
How
and
do I
click it again.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh
Ultimate
my
fail.
gosh, guys, I'm just gonna set myself on fire. I'm so tired.
Hot. Okay. So you ignite your hand into a ball of fire that you toss up a couple times and hurl it at the mummy. Go ahead and roll the damage.
Ah.
Oh.
Ooh, nice.
Ooh.
So you chuck this fireball that bursts across the back shoulder of this I guess it'd be its front left chest. And while you missed for the most part, it did catch some, and you can see it did a lot more damage than you were expecting. Despite
Yes.
missing. So
It's vulnerable to fire, guys.
Yeah.
neat. You shout that out through the guys.
Where's your torches?
All right. Anything else for your turn?
No, and I'm gonna stay where I'm at, a little bit further away.
Okay.
I'm good.
All right. Go ahead and click the dragon with a down arrow when you're all set, and it'll.
Dragging with it down.
At the bottom
got
left
it.
of the. Okay. At the top of the round, just before Emil goes. Let's see. I can probably just do this with my die in here. Oh, first I need to put that back. Okay. Okay. You see, you hear again this dark laughter in your mind.
No.
And you hear what sounds like a deep breath from the actual mummy. And the sundial has a bright glow near the top, pulsing brighter and brighter. And you hear these terrible, frightened screeches from out in the hallway. as you see, almost like that spaghettification of going into like a black hole of these ghosts into the sundial, and then they come back out as these loose spirits and get absorbed into the two rubies and the skull. And you
Oh,
see some of his wounds start to heal.
what the heck? All right, sundial, guys.
Okay. All right. And now, Emil, upon seeing that, it is your turn.
All right, so Emil is pretty far back against the wall, kind of a little bit behind the pillar. He pulls another arrow, just really, really quietly, just knocks it and lets it go.
Nice. Oh, beautiful. That strikes true.
And this should be a sneak attack because there's allies nearby.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
And I can do that.
Nice. All right. Bum, 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 bum. Yep. So off the mummy's radar, this arrow flies straight through where its sternum probably was at one point, right through it, and clinks against the wall behind it. But it blasts out a good bit of dried mummy corpse behind it. Ooh, is anyone behind it? So Ormia and Kalen sort of catch that. A little bit of some dust too. You breathe some mummy dust in.
Thanks a lot.
Nice.
Be careful about that. You might have an ancient being take over your body or something.
Awesome. Ryan whispers that over the coffin after seeing you inhale it. Like, careful. And that's Kaylin's turn.
Is there any way that I can try to attack the sundial?
Sure, go for it.
Well, how do I do that since it's not like something?
Oh, just roll an attack, and I'll let you know if it.
Okay.
I mean, it's really easy to hit because it's not going to go anywhere, so it's a super
Okay.
low.
All right. All right. I'm going to. Now, which block is it on?
Oh, it's that terribly drawn little circle with a slash through it.
Which block is it on, Dan?
Nice. It essentially takes up both of those squares. So, just to the left of where Ormia is standing.
I guess that I will hit it with my bow then, because I can't really get over to it.
You can occupy the same space as another person during your turn. You just have to. You can't finish your turn there. So you could step next to her, slash at it, and then step back if you wanted to.
Okay. All right. I will do that then.
Sweet.
So I'll step next to her.
Okay.
And we will hit it with my short sword.
Nice. Mm-hmm. Yep. Go ahead and roll damage.
Let me get this thing when I get it. So I take my short sword and I go after it.
Nice. Okay. After seeing this, you're like, okay, I need to take care of that. And you get rid of some more mummy dust and go over to your short sword and hack at it. And a chunk of it crumbles off. It's still upright and seems to be operational, but you knock the chunk off of it. One of its supports.
Okay. All right. And then I will step away from. There you go.
Okay. All right.
Okay. And. Okay. That will be it. Let's see.
All right. Felix is going to go for another lightning stick attack.
Nice.
I think he's still targeted, so... Oh, he is not.
Bummer.
Let's see. I think I can still attempt my bonus action attack. Is that right?
I think so. Let me check the feat. Yeah, I feel like you can. I don't think it was... Polearm, where are you?
When you take the attack action, attack with only.
You can use it. Yeah, go ahead. Yep,
Yeah,
doesn't say
okay.
you have to hit it, so. You whiff with the first strike. It just sort of backs up just enough to evade it, but very quickly you come back around with the other side. And the mummy's got the moves tonight. It's like, nope, just sort of out of the way, yeah. You hear
I whip
that.
my lighting stick back around, and I end my turn there, but I'm prepping for my next move.
Nice, okay.
Oh, wait a minute.
Oh.
Would I have had advantage on both of those because Rhinewin is on the opposite side?
Let's see. You're flanking. You're 10 feet away, but that is your range. So yeah. Go ahead and roll a second attack. You're absolutely right.
Let's see. Let's give that another shot, guys.
Much better.
There we
Okay.
go.
So you did a feign, like, I'm gonna admit, just kidding, and you you came in with the attack. Nice. All right. Again, physical aspect of the damage doesn't seem to do so much. Fire burn does extra damage, it seems.
Sounds good. I'm going to go ahead and end my turn.
Okay. Rhinewin, you're up,
Oh.
and you have advantage with any
Okay.
melee attacks.
Well, let's see. We've got Ormia and Emersina who can attack the sundial, so I think I will continue to attack the mummy. Yes. I will continue to attack the mummy, and I think I've still got him targeted, so.
Okay.
I'm not afraid of you!
Game.
Alright, actions.
That
Hit the
hits.
mummy.
Yeah.
Wow. Yay.
Sweet slash, dealing again a good chunk of damage. That's not bad.
Not as- Hit the
Second
mummy
attack,
again.
right clean across its throat on this one. Nice. Okay. Sweet.
Taking your eyeballs, man.
Again, dealing a good chunk of damage. Right, that one is
Oh, and I forgot to roll advantage, but I hit him, so it's okay.
nice. Yeah. You can roll a second time just in case you get a natural 20 if you want.
Okay.
Just so you
Well.
don't get. Never know.
Huh? Close. And
Yeah.
also close.
217. It's interesting. Nice. Okay. All right. Anything else for your turn?
Nope. Sorry. I don't have to run from it because I'm frightened. Just can't.
Yeah.
I can't embrace it
Yeah.
at this point.
Nice. Okay. It made an audible groan when you struck the second time. Almost a snarl. Why do you persist? It's speaking out loud now instead of into your minds. It's little chattery jaws doing that little kind of creepy thing. And your flesh is mine, and comes to rake across with its rotting fist attack to Rhinewin, who's blowing it up.
Criminy.
As I say, Rhinewin, let me see if there's a different way to. All right, I'm not actually gonna, because this mummy shouldn't have all of this. That there's no way he'll survive that, and that's not. This mummy wasn't meant to have this. He's not that strong yet. So instead,
It's a glitch. It's a glitch.
yeah.
The boss glitch.
All right, so you take 7 points of bludgeoning damage, which
Ooh.
crap.
I'm down.
Uh-oh.
Strikes you.
It's okay, guys. It'll be fine.
No.
All right. Thankfully, it spares you from the other thing because you. So, little do you know it, but it's actually a good thing you got knocked unconscious. So you collapse down to floor, completely unconscious for now. Oh, and that it gets a second attack. So it turns to. Um, I'm gonna say. I'm gonna say Felix. It's gonna step in to
Bring
try
it.
and close
Bring
this
it.
gap.
Come on.
And nice. And it's going to try. You feel its gaze begin to pierce through you once again. But you're like, "Pfft, you've seen so much worse than this, and you're not frightened of this thing at all. But you feel it
I'm
trying
afraid
to
of no
intimidate.
ghosts.
Nice. Ah! You won't leave here alive, yells to Felix. A little mummy spittle splashing on your face. Um, Yum. All right, and then Astrid is going to strafe to keep up with this with the mummy, and she once again, oh please, is going to attack it with her hand axe. She picks up her first one. Yes, much better. Okay, and does this damage to it. Again, she's a little disappointed. It doesn't do quite as much. She hacks down, tatters some of the cloth, and attacks a second time. Also hits, and this one. Okay. Um, she's sort of disappointed in her attacks. It's my fault. Uh, but that ends her turn. Brings us to Ormia, who walks on the other side of the sundial to try and break one of the other
Yeah.
braces that holds this thing up. What does she got? Probably should use her rapier. Alright, this isn't. I know, but it's 11. Okay. Oh, I don't know why she has you targeted. Why did it attack Emersina? Sorry about that. I don't know. That's weird. She
I
doesn't.
mean, if you didn't like me, you
Ah,
could have told
she-
me. Like, I mean, seriously.
This is my
Yeah,
chance.
it's like I'm gonna kill her off this evening. What happened?
Nice.
I didn't realize it was a PvP arena.
Yeah. Not the crypt again. Yeah.
Crap, not real.
All right. Let's roll some damage. Oh, snap. Okay. She uses, even though it's a rapier, she is able to strike through one of the supports in a critical juncture where there's a fastener that just snaps and breaks free. And this sundial sort of crumbles with only one support left in this triangular support system. Too much weight, and it crumbles in on itself. Let's see. And at seeing that, there's this sort of wave of energy that goes out in a circle and kind of feels like a strong wind against everybody. And you see forming this loose whitish blue flame in the ruins of this sundial, and out of it forms a spirit that pulls itself seemingly with all its might, like it's weakened, but it pulls itself over and latches onto the mummy. And that ends Ormia's turn.
Dude, is that a good thing or a bad thing? Like, come on.
Is it gonna,
All
are
these
they gonna
spirits.
merge?
I don't know if that spirit is like strengthening the mummy or
It looks like it's digging into its,
like it's hurting
exposed
him.
flesh. Yeah, like it's trying to hold it in place.
Okay,
No Archon mode. No Archon mode.
like entangling him and keeping him in place.
It's attempting to. Yep.
Okay, I am going to use my bow and try to. I don't really want to aim for the. I'm just gonna aim somewhere in his upper body. I'm gonna use my longbow. No, I don't think I'm too far away.
Oh no, you're fine. You've got quite
Yeah.
a distance for that. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. All right. All right. If I'm targeted the mummy.
You have it targeted. Yep.
Yeah. Ugh. Hold on. I can't do anything right.
You're fine.
I don't think I did that right. Oh, yes.
Nice. It hits.
Okay.
Nice. Yeah, go ahead and roll damage. We'll see what kind of.
Alright, so where is. Noob, 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 noob. This one, right?
Yep.
Yeah, I got it.
Nice.
Okay.
Okay. So
I'm
again,
learning.
you draw your
It's
longbow, fire one right through. Yep. And it goes right through. Where are you from there? So probably right through its shoulder. Again, sort of like a like it's paper flies through. Um, Not dealing quite as much damage as you were hoping, but still a good bit.
I'll pick that up
Uh,
later.
yeah, there's bits. It's a lot of tattered cloth as you examine the mummy now, um, and some bits of its dried out flesh blown away thanks to Emil. That part of its back is blown out. You can see some of its spine. Some of these
Okay.
other slashes and attacks. Raimund got one right across its neck, so it has like a little loose bit open in the front. Um,
So it's actually being hurt and all
mm,
that. So
mhm. All right. Anything else for Emersina?
um would I be able to heal up Ren?
I believe you have a bonus action heal, right?
Woo.
Healing word. Yep, which you have set, and let me just double check. I'm pretty sure. Yep, one bonus action. So you can use your bonus action to heal. The range is 60 feet, so as long as they're within 60 feet, go for it.
Okay.
Which she is.
Yeah.
Yep.
Don't heal the mummy though.
No.
I tried to set myself on fire, so
Hold
I
on,
better
hold on.
be extra careful.
Let me deselect the mummy.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I'll just.
Okay. I'll redo that.
Okay. Whew. Yeah.
Okay.
All right, and that's just a straight up heal, I think. Nice. Okay. So
Yay.
you call upon the powers of nature, and sort of with outstretched arms, casting, uttering the spell under your breath. This
Here's your
nature's
heels.
energy, yeah, kind of wafts like a spring breeze over, brushes across your face, Rhinewind, and sort of
God, that
wakes you
sounds like a
up like a bug
vacation.
sleep. Yeah. You had a fair bit of peace. You're waking back up like, oh, I'm here. That's right.
Ah.
Still with some wounds, but half decent.
All right.
Yay.
I'm
Alright,
up.
I'm good. I'm
Okay.
good.
Oh, go ahead and click the. Oh, you got it. Nice. And just before Emil goes, let's see. Okay. You see forming from that same flame that's still just burning there, in the wreckage, destruction of the sundial, another spirit forms, walks over and grabs around the mummy's legs. The first spirit draws back a fist and wails right into the mummy's ear area. Let's see. Does this?
Oh, golly.
You got
Okay.
this, guys.
And it does. Let's see.
Getting jumped by ghosts.
The
That can't be
ghost, yeah, rocks, and while the skull doesn't take much damage, you do see it tear a little bit from its neck. So it's got a little bit of a wound on the side of its neck too. Okay, and that brings us to Emil.
All right, so Emil is still standing across the room. His face is very serious, and he's just dead silent as he draws another arrow and looses it at the mummy.
Nice. Oh, that hits.
Yeah.
Nice.
Oh yeah.
Sweet. Uh-huh. Oh, and don't. Did you get your? Because you've got two people next to. Did you get your sneak attack?
Yeah.
Okay, good, good. All right, that's actually this. So, at that, again, it pierces right through another, like, cuts on the other side of the neck. It's sort of the skull barely hanging on now, and you see a lot of its rags start to loosen up, and bits of its flesh that were once really tight and desiccated are sort of crumbling a bit underneath the wrap. It's really not looking that healthy. at all. um, and that brings us back to you, Caitlin.
Okay. All right. Well, since it seems to be disintegrating, literally, I think that I'm just going to step near it and hit it with my short sword.
Okay.
Let's see here. I have to be like, can I be diagonal from it, or do I have to be at a space? Okay, so I'm just gonna move up a couple spaces,
Okay.
get my short sword out, and dig into it.
Nice.
Let me see. Make sure it's selected. Okay.
It quickly glances at you as you are drawing your short sword and says, "You will not defeat me today."
Okay. All right. I
He
just
sounds
eye it
confident.
down. I eye it down. My eyes narrowed. And I said, yes, we will.
Nice.
This is going to fail horribly.
Oh,
Oh, no. This is like an
Really?
epic fail.
I was way too confident.
Oh,
Oh,
no.
dear.
It sounded really awesome, though.
Yeah.
That was great, though.
You go to do like a slashing attack and just misjudge the corner of that stone the thing a little bit. Clink, and it forces you to miss the mummy. No.
Versus.
Okay. All right. With that,
Let me check something, Kaylin, because I just want to see. Oh, no, that's not what I want. I need this. Now, you have a short sword, and I think that... let me just check your inventory, because I felt like you grabbed two, because they're light weapons.
I did, yes, because I
And,
was looking into dual wielding them.
Yes, and I'm pretty sure that you can attack with both. You just don't get your bonuses with the... You have to use a bonus action to attack the second one. You don't get any bonus to the... I think it's the attack.
Okay. Well, I'll keep that in
Or the
mind.
damage.
Damage.
Damage, thank you, Sarah. So you can still attack a second time with your short sword.
Even if I've already put the turn to Felix?
Yeah. I'll bump it back, because that was my
Okay.
bad on not
All right.
informing him.
Okay. So I miss.
Sorry, Felix.
With the one,
Mhm.
and I come back with the other,
Mm-hmm.
and come on, Kaylin. Come on.
Come on, come
Come on,
on.
Kaylin.
Do it.
Why isn't it? Let's see here. Am I doing it?
Oh, you've got to target it again.
I thought I did. Let me here. Let's try this. All right. Here we go.
Nice.
No? Okay.
Not today, mummy.
Yeah.
Yes, we will.
Okay, I can roll in the chat window too, right? I don't have
Yes.
to hit him. So I think that's where
Yeah, now that you've got him targeted.
that's where the problem is.
Yes, okay.
Yeah.
Which does,
I
in
come
fact,
back.
hit.
I come back and
It won't add the plus
Sure.
3.
yeah.
Before it's actually me.
So I get a little hit in.
Okay. It only ends up being a 1-point difference because, oops, that's not right. Hang on. So you didn't actually lose that much. But as it sort of had its hand reached out to you, just slash and right across the forearm, and it's like sort of hanging. Yeah. Nice. Okay. Now I'll bump it down to Felix, unless there was anything else you wanted to do.
No, that's it.
Okay. Felix, it's up to you.
Crap. I wanted to step between it. Okay, let's do this. I was going to shove it, but its turn is coming up, so that's probably not a great idea. But I will step between it and Rhinewind here. I'll go through Astrid and duck underneath her antlers there.
Okay, yeah.
And we'll go with a another lighting stick attack here.
Nice.
No advantage on this one, I think, right?
Oh, yeah. Nice! Okay,
Whoa.
natural 20.
Good. Huzzah.
There we
Well
go.
done.
It is
That's the one
perfect.
we've been looking for.
Yeah.
Look at all those dice.
Oh my gosh.
Oh wow, you didn't just kill it. You killed it. That's great.
Yeah.
All right.
nice.
So you come around and you just do this duck and dodge, like it lurches out, and you just boom, boom. I'm already behind you, and just come straight down the back of its spine,
Nice.
peel it open like a
Nice.
dried out, carcass. um, and it's interesting because let's see, the body just drops in a heap on the floor. The skull remains perfectly still floating.
Oh.
Turns around to
man.
look at you.
What the?
Oh man.
However, the ruby eyes that had sort of this vibrant glow is just, coming off of them, this light to them. The light is flickering now,
Ooh.
and you hear in your minds, I will not forget this. I will come to know you well. And it turns and looks at Emersina and says, Emersina. And as he says this, there's a small runic symbol that ignites in the air, like a fire trail, and forms this runic symbol about a foot away from its skull before slamming into the side of its skull, etching the rune out on the bone. And then it turns back to Felix. Felix. And this another rune, different from the first, flickers into existence and does the same. And it just continues as it goes by each person. Astrid, Kaylin, Emil looks back in the back of the room, and Reinwin, Ornia. And as it finishes sort of this process, the light in its eyes finally gives out, and the skull drops to the floor on the heap of body beneath it.
Well, that was creepy.
Oh wow.
Creepy. All right. Well, time to get those rubies out.
Get 'em.
They might be magic. If we take them out, the skull might not be able to hunt us down.
Oh, well, I was gonna ask if anybody recognized the ruins. Maybe do like a history check or something. Be like,
I can do a history check.
Yeah, anyone that's proficient in Arcana can roll an Arcana check on the runes.
Yeah. Okay. Let's see here. Oh, nope. It's not. Right. Very nice.
And you're also all out of combat now.
Nice.
I got a 16. Okay.
All right. Kaylin takes a close look at
Oh,
it.
let me check it. Make sure no one else. I don't want to jip you since some people aren't here. All right, Arcana. Nope. And does she have it? Let's see. Nope. Okay, so it looks like it's just you. 16. So what you notice as you get closer and take a close look, each of these runes, the only thing you can really tell, you don't recognize the rune, but you can tell that it looks like rather than one rune, it's actually a series of runes laid over one another that form a very intricate rune. So what looked like just one rune is very intricate. A number of other runes actually form it. Well, you got a 16. So there are two runes. It's almost like it's done in layers. It's just something very advanced. And at the very bottom layer, behind all these runes you don't recognize, you think you make out the very bottom two runes. And let me just find this. Okay. The second to last one, lowest one, says Retribution. That's essentially what this rune means. It's a power word. And the very bottom one roughly means death, but like the literal meaning is death, but the more informed, because you do have the sage background, more informed meaning is like a complete erasure of existence.
ooh, that can't be good.
That's intense.
That yeah.
As Kaylin is recognizing all this, she relays all of that to the group.
I really like that sundial, guys.
And I am just like white as a sheet.
And I'm just like, now someone needs to try and get those rubies out.
Nice.
Cheese knife. I'm in there.
All right, yeah. If anyone's, are you trying to pop the rubies out,
Oh
Ryan?
yes.
Okay. Go ahead. And what did you say? Are you using the a knife or your?
Yeah.
Okay.
Small knife. I think I wrote it down on my character sheet as a cheese knife.
Okay. Go ahead and make a strength check with jeez, that's so great.
Oh no, I don't.
Cheese
That's
knife?
on my other character, so I guess I'm using my
Oh.
scimitar.
Okay.
Sorry.
No problem.
I got things mixed up.
You're fine.
Okay. Why do I always try to do things that involve strength? Ugh.
Oh, this thing is not budging. It almost feels as something else is holding it in place, but you feel like, oh, I think I got it to
Oh.
wiggle it a little bit, but it's just not close to coming out.
Is that really a good idea, though?
Yeah, I'd be wary of like traps or something. Those eyeballs, it's just like I would rather not bother with it. That's just me. I'm gonna move it right along.
Make a oh gosh, what would that even be? I guess a history check, Ryanman, as you're examining these. Oh,
I'm not proficient in that.
I'm gonna let you, because of your upbringing and because of your background.
Okay.
Mhm. And I think Kaylin, you can probably make a history check on this too, because
Okay.
you're a dwarf and you may. Basically, you're evaluating the worth of these rubies. Okay.
Absolutely.
Oh.
Kaylin's all about it.
Nice. Well, 13 was a mark. They look like, gosh, I don't know if I have it written down. I can't think of the name of the ruby, but essentially you value them around 5,000 gold pieces each.
Yeah, not leaving these.
Just so you're informed.
Kaylin's eyes sparkle.
So like, who wants to put a skull in their bag?
She was like, guys, I think these are worth a lot. Can we take the skull with us?
Can we crush the skull instead of trying to get the ruby, though? I mean, I feel like that would be a good thing anyway to do.
Someone should put the skull on their head and see what happens.
Absolutely. Perfect
Yeah, that's
idea.
a great idea.
Can I do a strength check to see, to see if I can crush it?
Yeah, go for it.
Oh, come on, Kaylin. Don't fail me. Do this. Alright.
Emil, you hear from the western side, the western wall there, this like herking sound, sort of like a mix between coughing and throwing up.
Oh.
What did you get? 19.
Yes.
You bring your short sword down on it as hard as you
Yes.
can. Boom. Takes no damage.
Holy crap. I guess we're going to have to take it with us. I can figure out if it's magical if we rest for a little bit. I have to commune with the spirit of the ocean, even though we're underground. We're like this.
Yeah.
Nice.
Emil's going to try and stick his head outside of the illusionary walls, where his head is sticking out, and say, I think we might have company in here. And then just pull back and just...
Nice. Huh? To the rest of you, what seemed like a wall, for this entire time, suddenly, you're like, wait, what? Like, why is his head poking? Oh, wait. And then the wall sort of disappears as you realize it's an illusion.
Can I put the skull? I'd be willing to take the skull with me. Can I put the skull in my bag? Is my bag big enough?
You can jam it in there, yeah.
I
Wouldn't be able to
jam
put
the
much
skull in
else.
there.
Yeah, nice. Sort of the top's hanging out, but you got more narrow
Yeah.
bottom half. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Kaylin shrugs her shoulders, just jams it in there.
Nice.
Yep.
Like the top half is sticking out, and like the ruby eyes are facing out behind you. So watch out, anyone walking behind you. Like,
That's
Yeah.
not creepy at all.
Yeah. Caitlin kind of like, yeah, she's like, okay.
Let's see, Emil.
I shall call it Bob.
All right, I'm actually going to have to try something I haven't done yet here, and that's locking tokens.
Okay.
Okay, so what I think will happen now um, is instead of everyone moving, it'll show like a proposed like an arrow to me, like I want my character to move here, um, and then I will move it.
Okay.
Uh,
Gotcha.
yes, masculine. Okay.
Lovely.
Let me fix that. All right, so let me move everyone where they want to be moved. Actually, let me just make this map a little bigger on the DM one here. All right, I'm just going to pile everyone here. Does everyone want to go into this hallway, basically?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
Who wants to be right behind Emil?
I'll be right behind Emil.
Okay. Who wants to be next to Reinwin? Yeah, probably Ormia, right?
Yeah, probably.
Probably.
Um, and I think that Astrid usually likes to go in the middle for light purposes. Um, and then who wants to be next to Astrid?
I'll take rear guard.
Okay.
So I'll go next to Astrid.
Okay. So you guys pile in, and
Oh my gosh, where are we?
you see what appears to be just an empty room. Emil, Ormia, and Reinwin being close enough, you can all make intelligence checks.
Oh yay.
Oh,
I'm so good at those.
sorry, Astrid. Yeah, well, oh, okay. All right. So, as you all see an empty room, you hear sounds from here. You hear what sounds like some rushing water that you don't see. Um, and Ormia just says plainly, "Another illusion," and sort of steps in just a little bit and sort of taps her foot on the floor. And the floor disappears, and the room changes appearance altogether.
Oh.
There's a large, just an opening in the floor that's like caved in and fallen away. It looks like rushing water about 5 feet below the top of this hole, um, rushing fairly fast. There's almost a roar to the water. Let's see. Ropes and large meat hooks hang above the opening. Many are
Oh.
covered in like bits and gore. An adult woman's torso, just the torso, hangs from one of the hooks, just above the water line. It's lowered way down, so the waist is just above the water. The head sort of um, seen as you peer down the hole. Um, the water rushes by with an incredible ferocity. You see what look like old remains of other humanoid corpses here now. And hanging from a hook, a young boy, unconscious, hangs by another, pierced through his shoulder, feet dangling just a couple feet above the water.
Uh-oh.
Can we get a healer in here? Oh.
He has some blood and some vomit drooling down, like he was likely the one that was just cough gurgling.
Cough gurgling.
Who is I guess that would just be Emerson, right? Ormia and Astrid probably wouldn't. Let me just see if either of them are proficient in medicine. Anyone that's proficient in medicine, um, actually, you don't have to be proficient in it, but anyone that wants to examine him or anything and could do so with a medicine check.
Okay. I'm not proficient, but I'm fairly wise.
Okay.
So,
I'm actually I'm gonna unlock everyone so you can move your tokens again. And just be careful. It's only about 5 feet, like a 5 foot perimeter um, around the room. So you should be able to move your tokens again and just move in where you'd like to. He's sort of a little bit hard to reach because he's dangling in the center, and I don't have a token for him, but
You said a medicine check?
yes. Hmm.
yeah, we need a long rest. I want my heals back.
No clue if I'm doing this right.
Whoo, doggy, Rhinewood,
Whoa.
nice. Yeah, go ahead, Emersina as well if you want. It should be in your skills tab, and there's yeah, there you go. Nice. Okay.
Okay.
So it's tough to tell for you, Emersina. It's a little terrifying, like this, little kid probably. I think he's around 9 or something like that. Um, in this state is just really, really disturbing. Rhinewin, you were able to sort of push through that thought, and you can tell that he is in need of immediate um, help, healing of some sort. He's unconscious, on the verge of death, probably, minutes away at best.
Um, crap. I pretty much I look at my hands and I'm like he, mm, I got nothing and he's gonna die in a couple minutes. Sorry.
Um,
But I do have does I turn to Ormia and I'm like, don't you have that like climby rope? Can't you get that to like maybe bring him over here so we can at least get him off that hook?
Yes, yes, I could. Good thinking. And she utters the command word to the rope, and it sort of dances up. And there isn't quite enough slack to get him all the way to the edge, but it does wrap around the rope and hook and pull him close enough where
Okay.
someone could probably grab his legs, but not close enough to have enough slack to lift him off the hook.
Okay. Um. Hmm.
Question.
Hmm.
What is in my mess kit?
Um, oh, that's food.
Okay.
Hmm. It's like a setup to
Yeah.
eat cutlery and such.
For heaven's sake. I'm almost tempted to dump these reddish orange potions down his throat, but I don't think that's a great idea because I don't know what they do. Well, crap. Um,
Emersina, from your experience, you'd know that a heal would likely stabilize him, if not give him a few hit points. I don't know if you have any spells left. No, I guess you don't use both your produce flames. Huh? Oh, no, those are cantrips. You used only one, so you do have one. Oh wait, did you use it earlier though? The other healing word or cure wounds?
Oh,
You used at least
yeah, but
one,
yeah.
but I think you used the other one earlier. Bummer. So the current issue is that he's hung by a hook without enough slack to pull him off the hook.
How far is he away from the edge?
Close enough where someone could actually grab his legs, like just behind the knees.
Um, can someone grab his legs and I can
I-
use my I'll use my lighting stick and just like reach out and try to cut the hook.
All right, Ryan runs over, grasps his legs, and you swing around your lighting stick, and just cut through the rope. And the boy sort of drops back, but Ryan's able to catch him before his head whacks aside and pull him up onto the edge, laying out on the floor now next to Felix.
um. Does um. Let's see here. I'm grasping at straws more or less, but I'm gonna. Oh, forgot that acid damage I took might have been mitigated by my acid resistance. Whatever.
Hmm.
But that was only 2 points.
Yeah.
That wasn't the, like, 8 points that the fist did to me.
Right.
Yeah.
Let me fix
Um,
that though, so you have an accurate. Bring it down to 4 wound instead. Okay.
Okay. Um,
The jug is sitting next to the pile of the piled up corpse, by the way.
We all got potions of healing from oh, who was it? Um,
oh, we did?
was it the dean or was it what's his face? Runic.
I think that it was Dean. I'm pretty sure you got potions.
Oh.
Yeah, can I force feed one to the kid?
Yeah, let me see. It should be.
Yes, I don't have any potions in my inventory.
Yeah, I only have the 2 reddish-orange ones that we found in the pre-game game.
Yeah, actually, I don't know if he did. Did he? Was that the one shot that you got the potions with, or was that
Yeah.
I'm not sure. Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
it was.
That might have been it. Should I just remove that from my inventory? Let's do
if
that.
you have it in this? Go ahead. We'll say you've got it from at least before. Go ahead. Because I don't
Okay.
want to jip you if I did give it, and I can't remember. So.
I honestly don't remember.
Yeah, go for it. Yeah, save this kid.
Yeah.
Please.
Put that in there, and then I guess just what's the best way to do this? I don't seem to be able to edit the quantity.
Oh, that's all right. I'll take care of that. Go ahead and just roll whatever it is that.
It's was it 1d4 plus
2d4 plus 2.
2? Oh.
Okay, so 8. All right. While typically you would have done 8, this kid is so far on the brink of death that it brings him back. It stabilizes him, but doesn't bring him to consciousness. But you can see, the wound not heal up, but enough where it's not like leaking this gunk that's like infected blood. He's got all this infection at the wound and blood, and it sort of heals some of that up. But you can tell he's stabilized now at least, and no longer on the brink of death, but unconscious.
So, why was he hanging over the water? What's in the water?
Make
Well,
a
seemed like
perception check
bait.
if you want, or investigation if you're looking for something in particular.
Not in particular,
Okay.
because I'm not proficient in investigation.
Nice.
I'm just eyeballing in general.
I think I would actually like to do an investigation. I'm going to look
Sure.
for traces of something else that might have come through this room, either in and out of the water or something similar.
Okay, go for it. Reinman, the water rushes by so fast, and where it's exposed here, it's extremely choppy and violent on the top, creating all this bubbling white. So it's very difficult to see through down into the water to see what might be there. You do note that it seems to be heading in the direction. Actually, make a survival check, Reinman. Emil, an 8. No, you don't notice anything. Bummer. Sorry. Survival 12. Okay, so you do notice it's heading in the direction as though this is heading out towards water. There's a river system that leads out to Bexley Port, and it looks like it's heading in that same direction. Likely some underwater aquifer.
Okay. I'm injured. Otherwise, I would just jump in there and check it out.
Right?
Well, I kind of scoot over to the edge and sit down with my legs in the water a little bit, for a couple seconds to see if anything bites me. And does anything
Well,
Right.
that's interesting. Well, there's about a 5 foot gap between the top of this hole and the water, so you'd probably have to
Okay.
like sit like this on the
Well, no, I'm
stone.
not
Okay.
gonna go that
All
far.
right.
If there's a 5 foot gap, I'll
Uh-huh.
definitely stick my head underneath and try and look underneath the floor.
Okay. Um, as
Oh.
you look around, the floor itself goes down. It's varying, depths, but it looks like there really isn't anything there except for etched away stone underneath. You don't spot anything that will jump out
Okay,
at you as a clue.
great.
Hmm.
Etched
Well,
away stone, like from water. The
What's that?
water, the water etched into the stone. Is that what you mean?
No. It's tough to tell like what caused this stone to go. It doesn't look like regular wear from the water. It looks like someone did this on purpose. This I mean, it doesn't take too much perception to kind of like scan around. I think everyone would see this sort of looks like maybe a feeding room
Sure.
of some sort.
Yeah.
Um, definitely done on purpose,
Yeah.
and tapping into the aquifer for some reason.
okay. Well, I think we've rid this construction site of what was plaguing it before, so we could probably go back to the port lady, but they might need to figure out who was hanging people above this water source and where it goes.
Or at the very least, plug the hole up.
Yeah, there, there could be a kraken down there.
Oh, jeez. Ah.
You never know.
Bum, bum, bum. The cold air in here is really starting kind of to get to everyone that doesn't like cold air. It's damp. There's this terrible chill down here. And that eerie quiet has resumed now that this battling is done. There's a roaring of the water, but otherwise it's just like silence down here. Everything echoes when you step and walk, and it's a little off-putting for surface dwellers.
Well, should we head back or should we explore this hole? I'm kind of leaning towards getting out of here.
Get out of
Yeah,
here.
me
I
too.
believe.
I wouldn't
Like,
mind
I
having
don't,
a
I don't
look.
think we'd be able to swim with.
Oh, I could, but I want to rest first.
Yeah, too much damage right now.
Yeah.
Hmm.
I wouldn't mind looking at the statue at the head of the room because I don't think we really got a chance to do it before the movie attacked us. But beyond
Oh
that,
yeah.
there's
Oh,
not
yeah.
much else I want to do here.
Okay. Excuse me. I don't know what that was. I don't drink often. Maybe that's something related to that. I don't know. Escape. Okay. Yeah. Go ahead and move your characters wherever you'd like. If you want to take a look at the statue. Um, Now, as Astrid walks back out here too, stands right in front of it to get the most detail from light, um, and it's a very detailed statue. Not any particular person that anyone has, with prior history checks that anyone recognizes. Um, it's surprising that it's lasted as long as it has. You can tell it's aged at least a few centuries. Let's see. Oh, and Kaylin, you're standing essentially right next to um, the tattered remains of the clothing that this zombie was wearing. Its remains and that jug that it used to attack
Can
initially.
I do a perception check on the jug
Sure.
and the clothes?
Actually, make it an Arcana check.
Okay,
And then we'll do a perception if you need to.
got it.
Oh, nice. Oh, there's magic coming off of this jug for sure.
Ooh.
But if you wanted to have a better idea of what type and what it does, you'd probably have to spend like a short rest with it, like a 30-minute. I mean, you don't actually have to rest, but if you're just walking or doing something mundane, that's
Yeah.
acceptable too. But about 30 minutes, and you can figure out the ins and outs of it.
I'm gonna spend some time with it.
Okay, nice. All right, let's see, Emil. Yeah, that's there really isn't much of interest except for the artistry of this sculpture. Unless there was anything in particular you wanted to try and glean from it.
I'm gonna be holding my action to whack anybody who comes through that door. If anybody comes through that door.
Nice. Felix stands guard, just ready to go. All right. What do you guys want to do from here?
Did Linnet give us a way back to the surface, or
They
I forget?
said that if you leave the tomb and you traverse the bottom of the chasm, they give you a certain point on the chasm wall where you can send a message spell, basically. There's a little rune
Oh, okay.
painted or etched into the wall, and you send a message, and then they come out and they cast something to get you to the top.
All right. Well, I say we go find that
I'm
spot.
down for leaving.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Ormia agrees. Pat's Ryan on the
I'm ready
back.
to get
Like,
out of this.
yeah, let's get the hell out of here.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. So you guys spend time carefully navigating your way back out of the tomb. Who's carrying the boy?
I vote not me because my strength is 10.
Okay.
Good boy. I'm holding a jug looking at it.
Okay.
So
I guess you know what? I think Astrid might, if no one else wants to, because she's super tough as a monk. She's, you know.
I can do it. I
Oh,
can do it.
okay.
That's fine.
All right, Emil, you've got him up, however you want to carry him, and you find your way back through. And it does take a while, more than 30 minutes, to navigate your way back safely through traps and such.
sure.
So, Kaylin, let me get my items out here and open up your backpack. Uh, okay, you will find this large jug that you've been carrying around is in fact an alchemy jug. This ceramic
Oh,
jug
Nice.
appears to be able to hold a gallon of liquid and weighs 12 pounds whether empty or full. Sloshing
oh,
sounds can be heard from within the jug when it's shaken, even if the jug is empty. You can use an action and name one liquid from the table below, which is
ooh,
in the notes. So in your inventory, you click on the dragon and you'll
yeah.
find the list there.
Okay.
To produce the chosen liquid. Afterward, you can. I gotta fix that spelling here. You can uncork the jug. Just fix that terrible typo. Okay. You can uncork the jug as an action and pour that liquid out up to 2 gallons per minute. The maximum amount of each liquid the jug can produce depends on the liquid you named. Once the jug, the jag, really, Dan? All right. Once the jug, and I thought I checked this too. Once the jug starts producing a liquid, it can't produce a different one or more of that same one, and that's reached its maximum until the next dawn. So basically, you can produce 8 ounces of acid, half an ounce of basic poisons, 4 gallons of beer, 1 gallon of honey, 2 gallons of
Yes.
mayonnaise, which is Grog's favorite, I think, from this, 1 quart of oil, 2 gallons of vinegar, 8 gallons of fresh water, 12 gallons of salt water, and 1 gallon of wine.
Heck yes.
And
Yes.
that is now in your inventory.
Wonderful. I am just full of just magical things right now.
Nice. So you guys make your way back here, and as you approach that final hallway out, lined with the gargoyles there and such, from out of the walls on either side step these more spirits. The one that has the broken finger but the ring on it, the other that had the bracelet, and a bunch of others, some children, different races, different ages, and they just line either side of the hallway, like almost in a salute to you for freeing them from this
Aw.
tethered nightmare. And as you progress and sort of look back and forth at these spirits. As you pass them, there's a bright shine of light from each one, and they fade off to wherever they're going next.
Oh.
Yeah. You finish walking this walk of honor and leave through the main door of the tomb. You're back out in the chasm. You find your way over to that sigil etched into the wall where you can send a message to whomever's going to get you out of there. The instructions basically were put your hand on it and send a message. It's like 25 words or less to be like, we're done, or whatever you guys want to say.
D&D Twitter.
Yeah.
They didn't increase it to 280 with
Yeah.
the new technology.
Nice.
What's Elvish for get us the heck out of here?
I don't know. Pig Latin. Nice. Well, you put your hand, Ryan. You put your hand on that and speak that um, in Elvish, and you get the reply. Oh, oh, oh. You're alive. Good, done. You're done. Oh, well, yes, we'll have someone out there very soon. Sit tight, and we'll get you as soon as we can. We're sending someone out now, except the 25-word version of that. Except
It
with G.
doesn't sound very confident. It sounds kind of weird.
So you sort of, after the first 5 or 10 minutes of waiting, you sort of, make yourselves as comfortable as you can at the bottom of a chasm. The young boy starts to show signs of waking up. Um, was it coughing and such? And we're gonna, as he's waking up, we'll take our bio break since we're right in the middle here.
Yay.
And yeah, so I don't have chat pulled up, but for anyone watching that isn't a regular viewer, we take a 5 to 8 minute bio break, and then we return. We'll keep streaming the whole time, so we'll catch you in 5 to 8 minutes.
Cool.
All right, let's do this break. Oh, right, I'm logged in, and this one is Dano. That's silly. I'm like, oh, I must know Frank. Let's see, knew who I was. Waka waka. All right.
Well, the cat has been fed, so
Oh, good.
maybe that's why he was all up in my grill.
Oh, maybe, yeah. I just want food. That's. I'm not gonna move. Nice, Franco. Yeah, there could be. Should kill and make endless sandwiches. Nice. That'd make a great bar decoration, Steph. That's awesome. Gotta catch up in chat. Mayo. Huh. Yes, the rubies. Oh, mayo sandwich. Nice. What's mayo? I love that alchemy jug. It's like a super low-key item. Like, I don't like blowing up magical items left and right. But I do like for flavor, mayo flavor, for flavor, having some like utilitarian type fun things that may or may not show up early on. Um, and alchemy jug is just super cool for that.
Yeah.
Zombie was gonna use it another time or two, but then you guys were dismantling it. So. Okay, not doing that. Yeah, scratch that.
I'm gonna go in with the fists.
Neat. Oh, my neck. Make sure I haven't missed anything down here in my notes. Well, I hope you guys liked the tune part there.
Yeah, that was fun.
Good.
Oh yeah.
Excellent. I was worried it was running a little long for everyone there. Um, so I'm glad you guys picked apart the zombie mummy thing. All right. Right, Franco, the acid too. I think I've seen someone use the acid to like burn through uh, some metal barring that was barring them out of over a window,
I can see that.
something like that. And it's like, oh, that is so cool. Uh, and the mayo is just fun. I love that they just added mayonnaise
Yeah.
to the list.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not mustard. No.
Right.
Mayonnaise.
Yeah, oh neat, Frank. I'm glad you liked it. Yeah, they were pretty pissed that their buddies were getting sucked up for life force. um, I was hoping. I'm really glad that Kaylin went and started attacking that. Like, I hope someone tries to bash it because it has a couple of cool effects if it gets smashed in battle.
Yeah.
The zombies that were grappling it, they grapple first the first time they get to it, and then they attack the next round at the top of the next round if they've grappled it, and they basically cut its speed in half every time there's a ghost clinging to it.
Oh
So
wow.
if it went
Nice.
on longer, they would have had no speed at one point.
Yeah.
Plus, of course, it stopped the regen.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Wasn't a lot, but he had a bunch of resistance, I think, to like the physical attacks. Let me see.
Mm-hmm.
Um, what was the? I don't know. I thought I had it listed. It's in
Hi
here
guys.
somewhere. Hey, welcome back! Yay! Um, oddly, that's the same thing the kid says. Hey guys, when he wakes up. What? Uh, but since you're
Mine just
back,
scream.
right? Yeah. um, yeah, I think. So now that you're back, so everyone's in the bottom of the chasm, waiting patiently. It's been like 15 minutes now, waiting for them to send someone out to bring you back to the top of the chasm. The young boy was waking up in the process of returning to consciousness. The moment he does, he has like a complete freak out. Still got the wound, he's not in perfect health, so he's really hurt. And I'm not going to do it for headphone users, but he's and it's like pushing away at Emil, whoever's holding him or near him, just like, who are you? Just trying to cover himself up.
Okay. Can I try to calm him down with persuasion?
Yeah. What do you want to say to him or do?
Um, I actually, given my background, I probably would grab him by the shoulders and shake him and be like, "It's okay. We're not gonna hurt you."
Just,
That's
just
not.
freaking out.
Ethan just shakes her head.
How'd that work out for you?
Well, I don't do kids.
Kaylin takes. Oh, he knocked himself out.
Well, he got overworked there at that and passed out a little bit.
Ventilated.
Yeah.
Worked. Sweet.
He's quiet, yes.
Emil kind of kneels over him and holds his hand.
Oh,
Aw.
sweet. Another couple minutes goes by, and he sort of starts waking up again. And the first thing you feel is him squeezing your hand really tight. And he kind of looks up. He feels a little more comfortable, a little more, coming back into this a second time. Who are you? What happened?
I'm not really
Kaylin.
sure what happened, but you're safe now.
Yes. Yeah. Kaylin puts her jug away and walks over, and she understands what it's like to be a kid and scared, so she kneels down and just, kind of puts her hand on his knee or
Oh,
whatever.
he looks over to you.
It's okay. It's all right. You're safe now. Everything's fine.
Where's... You know where my dad is?
Your dad's fine. He's actually outside.
Where are we? Because you can only see about 50, 60 feet with a torch.
We're somewhere safe.
Ish.
Okay. Huh?
Just don't listen to her. Don't listen to her. We will protect you no matter what. No matter what happens, we'll be here to protect you.
Okay. Thank you.
I really want to ask him what he saw in the cave, like if he saw anything around the water. I guess I probably need to roll something here.
Go ahead and make a persuasion check. Yeah, because the second you start to ask, it gets like this fright over its face. So make a persuasion check to see if
That's
he's...
really bad. Okay.
What did you see?
I know.
Emil just kind of puts his hands up and just wait. Just wait.
Yeah. Kaylin starts to yell, but she steps back, and just decides that she should just keep some distance for a moment. She has a lot of questions.
You see the sigil on the wall hum and glow a little bit. And who spoke into it first? Was it Reinwin, I think? Okay. So Ryan, when you hear, we're going to levitate you up to the top. Is everybody ready?
Oh yeah.
We have a +1. Don't forget that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Do you mention that, Ryan, when, or are you?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Oh. Okay. All right. And get prepare yourselves. And
Taylor, we're gonna levitate now. Okay, everything's okay.
he starts, lifting up. You all start having this, head down in your stomach feeling for a minute as gravity releases its hold on your bodies, and you start floating up.
Taylor, have you ever levitated before?
No, sorry, what was that?
Taylor, have you ever levitated before?
No, no, he's just like super squeezing your hand and arm, like.
If I give him a squeeze, say, I do this all the time. This is fine.
All right. Uh, and you float up and up and up and up and up, and it takes a good while to finally see the light at the top of this chasm, and then ultimately come up over the edge. And as you do, you see about 6 different wizard type folks that are all casting this ritual spell in unison to levitate you up. And then they have not metal, like sharp metal hooks, but more like those wooden canes they used to use to pull people off stage. And they sort of, grab each one of you and pull you onto the ledge on the end of the chasm. Um, let me open up the Bexley map here so I can get a better idea of where you all are. So only maybe 50 feet away from you is the actual gate that you all entered through, because this section of Bexley is supposed to be, cordoned off to keep people out, keep people safe. It's just, I mean, you met the guards that were guarding it. They don't really actually care to do their job.
Oh, that's right.
But just inside the gate, in this Sandradius chasm area, you see Ren. And let me just zoom in on the map so other people can see. So here we are. You guys are all near the gate just below the blue section here. Um, all right. And he races over, sort of pushes through a couple of the wizards. Um, and Ayler, and he gives Emil, he gives you like a nod and stretches out his arms to grab Ayler. But a very appreciative nod, for you can see that you were consoling him on this during this process. Um, Thanks you all profusely. He, Ayler, are you all right? You. Oh wait, he's got that terrible voice that is I shouldn't have done. Okay,
That's
Ayler,
right.
are you? Oh, you, we need to get you some healing. Oh, thank you all. Oh, so much. And he's like looking down at Ayler, fumbling for a healing salve, and he's got a little healing kit himself. Um,
Should we get Ren to join the party so you do that voice all the time?
nice. He looks up. Would that I could, friend. And you can see him like in this sort of deep thought, and Ayler is sort of going back into unconsciousness, back and forth, and he's trying to keep him awake. And Ren out loud is sort of just in this deep thought as he's wiping the grime off of his son's face, and he says, those pompous assholes that call themselves rulers and protectors. I've got a little paper towel. He's wiping his son's face off and trying to get him all cleaned up. Uh,
Are
yeah.
those guards still here?
No, no, they're gone. And you can see he's just so frustrated. Yeah, and so the pompous asses call themselves rulers and protectors. But he surprisingly says in Ren, which is a city that anyone that's from Calais would know. It's like the port city on the other side. He says did nothing when his mother was taken from us by slavers, and the upper crust here in Bexley, and he sort of looks at some of the wizards that, have some of that weight here. Sworn to protect us. Spits down near their feet. Protect nothing more than their own, their profits. But you, and he looks up and sort of at Emil first and then scans each of you. You few saved a young boy's life today and gave this man a glimmer of hope for humanity. He hoists Ayla up. Thank you. And turns to walk out of the area. Gives a minute in case anyone wants to reply, of course, but otherwise he has him up and lumbers off. As he reaches the gate, however, you all hear this clunk of metal armor. It's pretty familiar to all of you. It's done in time. Like a bunch of people wearing heavy armor sort of jogging or walking quickly at a matching pace. And you see like 12 or 14 guards step in through the gateway and form like a perimeter, almost essentially blocking this gateway out. And among them, you see a couple wizards that seem to be a higher rank than the ones that lifted you out of the chasm. And a woman in charge of these guards, a guard captain. Felix would probably know, having trained near the guard barracks. But you can just tell by her gear and her attitude that she is a guard captain here. And she walks over past this barricade of guards over to Ren, who's only maybe like 15, 20 feet away from you guys and you. She looks over to this wizard and gives a nod. The wizard starts walking over towards the party and starts casting something in his hand. It's not at anybody, but just you can tell he's doing some spell work as the guard captain speaks. Thank you all for your service. The governor thanks you. You've all done wonderful work here today. What she's saying doesn't really match her attitude or facial expressions. She's very matter of fact. It's a female dwarf. She has like the salt and pepper hair that's braided and sort of back out of the way. A very rugged appearance and a weathered face.
Emil's very focused on the mage. He's actually kind of ignoring the important person. Kind of curious as to what the mage is doing.
Okay.
Yeah, like, what's going on?
What do you all have to report?
You had a nosely
I'm
bride
like, I'm not
problem.
sure if I trust that person.
The mage, as she asks that, the mage is now sort of holding his hands up. There's no visible spell or anything. It's almost like he's scanning for something. He comes up to probably, I guess, Astrid first, who gives him like a vague threat. Like, I don't want to roleplay for her too much because but I imagine she'd be like, "What are you doing?" And he says, "I'm just doing my job." Him, and he sort of scans and walks to the next person, whoever wants to be next in line, and
Sure.
and also if anyone wants to, the guard captain just asked her question too. What you all have to report, and I'll let you guys take it away from there.
Kaylin looks at the guard captain and she's like, "What do you mean report? What are you looking for?"
Do we have it all clear to continue work down here?
What kind of work are you doing?
Excavation, hopefully repair one day.
I didn't see any signs of excavation work when we were down there.
There hasn't been any in nearly 6 months.
Why's that?
They refused to work. They needed an all clear from a third party, which is you. Can you tell me that it is safe for them to return?
Kaylin looks to those around her.
Felix tries to make eye contact with Emil. And
I'm totally distracted by this mage. I'm trying to figure out what he's doing. I know nothing about magic, but I'm still like
Yeah.
studying it. Like I know magic. I'm gonna figure this out any moment now.
Nice. He's
uh,
scanning Ormia from a distance, like 10-foot distance, but sort of just doing that. Now moving on to the next to Embersina.
Oh.
Kaylin goes around his question and asks what the mage is doing.
He's
What is the mage scanning for?
he's here on business for the university. Something about and she looks over to the mage uh, and asks, what is it you're scanning for again?" And the wizard here is a male high elf. Has relatively short, like dusty blonde hair, sort of wafting upward like an old school Ryan Seacrest kind of look. As a very young adult appearance, but probably around like 130 or so. And he looks around. He says, "Arcanic residue. We don't know what's down there. We don't want things getting into our city that can contaminate it. Can't be careful enough."
Um, Kaylin takes a couple steps back.
did Emil get scanned yet?
No, he's currently scanning Emeracina. Again, from about 10 feet. It's not like, TSA. Just sort of giving us.
I'm gonna start feeling uneasy about the whole situation and just start kind of looking around and be like, well, what is our boat secure if all of this is, if we say everything is okay? Like, are we gonna get out of here in one piece?
As the guard captain begins to answer, the wizard moves on to Felix. And she answers, yes, it's the arrangement. As long as we have the all clear and there's nothing for our workers to concern themselves with, then you will be leaving by morning.
Put the skull deeper in your bag.
Yeah. Kaylin,
Just stuff it even more.
Shoves the bag. Barry just kind of turns to the side and just kind of stuffs everything in there.
Nice.
As discreetly as possible.
Sweet.
Hmm.
You can sort of hide it
Felix
behind your
just-
dwarvish frame. Oh, good, Felix. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, Felix just submits to the check, the scan.
Comes over to Rhinewin next, the wizard. And the guard captain asks again. So what do you have to report?
Oh, while this is happening, can I casually make my way over to Emil?
Absolutely.
Hey, I've already been scanned. Once you get scanned, I'm thinking about creating a distraction. Do you think you can do a switch with the skull that we found?
I mean, I could, but I have concerns.
Okay.
And I'm still like, sorry, I'm still very focused on this mage. I'm like,
Nice. The mage now steps over to Emil, last in line. Felix, sort of behind him, throwing his voice, but not being noticed. Wizard's just there to,
Kaylin
and turns and walks back over towards the guard captain.
tries to not answer the guy's question and just be like, well, do you know that you have guards on your staff that aren't paying attention to the entrance to this cave? Are they in your envoy? The guards that were here that aren't now?
They are not. They're a different division, but please do tell me their names so I can have them properly reprimanded.
they didn't answer
Rock-
their names. They
Yeah.
they didn't.
They wouldn't.
Yeah,
They wouldn't
give us
tell
a
us.
name.
I will open an inquiry into this. You have my word.
Excellent.
She
Thank
holds
you.
out like a dwarven hand, like, you have my word, like a wrist grab.
Oh, yeah, 'cause she's a dwarf. Kaylin looks at it for a second. She's a little unaware of dwarven conduct since she was raised by elves.
Mm-hmm.
But she kind of awkwardly puts out her hand as well to
Boosh, grabs it. This is super. She gives you a
okay.
funny look for a minute, but then steps back. The wizard has passed by the guard captain and is now scanning Ayler. And as he's scanning Ayler, this oops, these arcs of black lightning start crackling between his hands, and Ayler's hair sort of starts to stand up on edge. Um,
What
and
does that mean?
the wizard lowers his hands and turns to the guard captain with sort of a somber look, gives her a nod, lowers
Uh oh.
and the spell, whatever spell he was working, he's finished with. Guard captain looks over at the guards. Take the boy to quarantine. And the father, Ren is holding his boy. He's like, what? Absolutely not. I just got him back. And the guard captain, attempting to be diplomatic, um, explains there's some sort of residue. The wizards here know more about it than I do, but this is protocol. The boy needs to go to quarantine until he can be examined and cleansed of any ill effects from being down there. And Ren snaps back, well, it's your fault he's down there. This is your doing. You put up
What
this
is?
wall. Okay.
Sorry. Go ahead.
You put up this wall. You don't watch it. People get lost here every damn week. And now you're going to take my son away from me when I just got him back. You know how long he's been missing? What were you doing that whole time? Now suddenly you have to be involved? And she sort of comes up and takes more of an adversarial stance in front of him, but still trying to be diplomatic. Sir, this is protocol. You can visit your son, and he will be in safe hands at the university. Um,
Can
and
I
I'll,
try to convince?
mm,
Oh, sorry.
no, go ahead.
Can
No,
I
this
try
is
to
perfect for you
convince
guys.
Ren that his son will probably get better healing than he can pay for?
Yeah, go ahead. Say whatever you want to him, and roll a persuasion check.
Okay, so I'll say I'll kind of tap him on the shoulder and kind of give him like a conspiratorial um, nod and be like, no, they have better healers than you probably have money for, and they'll take care of your kid's uh, hole in his chest.
What?
Sort of looks down at his son and then back at you.
Oh no!
Oh, what did
Oh, it
you
wasn't a
roll?
one. It wasn't a
Oh,
one.
10. Okay. Well, let me see what impact. I mean, you have a lot of sway because you guys just saved his son that he was pretty sure was dead. Okay. Wow. By 1 point. Um, looks at you and then the guard captain. I want to be with him. And the guard captain, as I'm sure visiting can be arranged, sir. We'll make this work.
Let the father go with the child.
And she kind of looks over at all of you and looks back at Ren, gives him a nod. He lowers his son from his shoulder down to his arms and holds him out. Um, and there's sort of like a makeshift stretcher that they
Hmm.
have, but it has like a mat. You see a little rune on it. The kid gets lower down into that, and a rune forms like this sort of almost transparent bubble of arcane energy, sort of sealing him off from the rest of the area. And they carefully start carting him. Ren turns back to you, to the party, and then again to Emil, and follows his son. The guard captain turns back to all of you. What do you have to report? Do we have the all clear?
You had a ghostly bride problem.
Hmm.
That was not simply superstition. Residents here have been
No.
speaking on it for months. Is it taken care of?
Part of it?
Well,
The ghostly brides, possibly yes, but then you also might have a sea creature problem.
Sea creature?
The boy was hanging by a hook in a room
By the
along with other
gods.
dead bodies.
No.
So you might want to keep an eye on your waterways.
Thank you. We will. And she looks over at one of the guards and nods him to come over and whispers to him some instructions, and he runs off to go do whatever she instructed. I will take that as an all clear then. Please see Commissioner Pentecost immediately to receive your papers.
wait.
Okay.
You
All right.
tested clean, but protocol states you need to leave within the day. So go ahead there immediately, grab your papers, and leave with our thanks.
Okay.
As they're passing, Kaylin turns around and tells him that you should be very careful about sending people back in there. Make sure there's always people extra, in groups. Don't just send people in there by themselves.
They nod back,
Okay.
and then they open the way through the guards stand aside and give you all space to walk through.
All right.
Right? Out of here.
Woohoo! You guys step out of this dank area and back into the town where there's life and there's sounds. It's late afternoon now. You're looking around 3:30, 4 o'clock in the afternoon, and the sun is still up. It's still very warm. Uh, Crowds are bustling and running about in this residential area. Signs of life. It feels pretty good. Where would you guys like to head?
Let's see.
Well, I'm still injured, but I'm gonna go straight to the port to see about arranging a ship out of here tomorrow.
Okay. And Commissioner Pentergaust is the tiefling in the Port Commissioner's
Mm-hmm.
building, and that's in the southeastern part of town, just in case anyone heads
Yeah,
over
I
there.
assume we all have to kind of go there for.
Yeah, let's
Yeah.
do our business first.
All right. So you guys head through the town of Bexley that you may or may not have a love-hate relationship with now. um,
Don't forget
you,
to hate.
yeah, get us out of here. Finally, you've completed the task that was proposed to you to get your papers to be able to use the port of Bexley and leave this city. You make your way through town, woohoo, and arrive back at the port commissioner's office. The port commissioner being Hisky Pentergaust, the fierce-looking tiefling. Um, she's As you step back in, I think that everyone has dealt with her or some of her people, but for those that haven't met her yet, again, female tiefling in her mid 40s, very fierce looking, has sort of a roguish like leather gear on, but very upper class, like utilitarian, high fashion type clothing. Coal black hair, still tied up or tied up again in a sloppy bun at the back of her head. The purple skin, the golden eyes, the very thick eyebrows. Has that assassin's build, and she welcomes everyone back in her own way by ignoring them and fixing, working on stuff at her desk. Come in, come in, come in. There isn't room for all of you to sit, so you choose who sits, who stands. I understand you have the all clear for me, yes?
More or less.
Yeah.
She looks up. Good, I will need one of you to write down a comprehensive report on what you found. and she unrolls like half of this Uber scroll on the desk. It sort of hangs over the edge of the desk and has a quill and the ink and says, "Whoever has the neatest handwriting, please." And then stamping some stuff and.
Mention of writing, Raglan just kind of goes, ooh.
Yeah, that's my email.
Caitlin, with her background, offers to do it.
Okay, neat. um, so while that's being written out, she converses a little bit, gets a basic idea of what happened, whatever you guys are willing to let her know. Um, she says the university just sent word ahead of you, uh, um, but it's very vague. What exactly did you encounter down there?
Caitlin's busy writing.
Nice.
Let's see.
Was it a simple matter, I hope?
Well, Raglan waggles her eyebrows and is like, do you really want to know?
Yes. Eyebrow challenge accepted. She's got like super big eyebrows.
It's only fair to tell them, I think.
Okay. Well, yeah. So she tells more or less what happened, leaving out the part where we took the skull with us.
Just in a sack next to Caitlin on the floor, like close enough to the desk to not be seen.
I pushed it a little bit under my chair, closer to my chair.
Yeah. So.
Mummies.
And yes, mummies and fish hooks, equal-sized fish hooks.
Magic. For all the good it can do, there's always twice as much of this crap that goes along with it. Seriously? And you see she has sort of a distaste for magic. Well, I'm glad you all cleared it up. We can finally get these people back to work. And she takes the now finished document from Caitlin, gives it almost like the equivalent of a notary stamp, and rolls up the scroll and seals it with some wax in her little stamp. She says, "Well, the dean advises your immediate departure, part of their protocol, and just in case there's any unknown side effects from being in the tomb and near anything arcane, they insist that it's loaded with magic down there. And it sounds like they may be right. But while I feel he's frankly full of it, his recommendation does carry a lot of weight with the governor. That's just how the city operates. You're looking at a several-mile hike to get to the port. But alternatively, you can consider trying to hitch a ride along the shipping lane from here to the port. Someone's bound to give you a ride. And she sort of like pauses as she said it because she's scanning around the party like this hodgepodge of different, races and personalities. Like someone's sure to give you all a ride. He gives like this weird, like, kind of phony smile.
Nods.
Please seek out the dockmaster, Talon, at the port, and she will help you. Present her these papers. And she opens a drawer, takes out a stack of papers, and sets them all down on the table for you. And if there's nothing else I can do, there's the door. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
I sift through the papers and start looking for mine. I take mine out.
Okay.
Caitlin takes hers.
Yep.
Okie doke.
Take mine out.
Stuffs it in her already
I
full
hope
bag discreetly.
I hope that Asterix doesn't have a drawing of her on it.
Nice. Yeah, everyone. So thankfully, it seems to be a documentation with descriptions only and no charcoal etchings this time. All right, and you guys pile out of the office.
Yes.
and you're looking, it's probably around 5 o'clock or so in the evening, 4:35, and you do know that there is a shipping lane out of the western gate of Bexley that essentially is just that it brings goods in from the port, and then more go out, and the exports travel through there. And because this is a kingdom related to the continent of Calais, it's all very commercial. There's a boatload of shipping constantly going on, and you're fairly
Nice.
confident you'd be able to hitch a ride if you wanted to.
Uh, is there an inn? I take it there's an inn in the town close by.
There is. She advised that you all bounce. You're getting the impression that they want you to bounce. Not that you have to, but just that's, so I'm sure I
It's
convey it
almost
properly.
like they want us to leave by tonight instead of having a good night's sleep.
um, anyone that came through the port city knows that there's also an inn at the port, in case
Okay.
that makes a difference. But you're welcome. There are inns here too. You all found a
How
number of
long?
different places to sleep.
How long is it to the port again?
If you're walking, you'll be there by nightfall. Well, you'll be there like closer to midnight. If you're hitching a ride on something horse drawn, then probably half that time. So by late evening, early night, you'll get there.
Try to hitch a ride.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yep.
Okay.
We're hitching a ride.
All right. Y'all head to the western part of Bexley. Oops. And all right. So you walk past, just past the church of Shinare. There's a massive statue of. I don't think anyone is. Yeah, I don't think anyone would be familiar with who the statue is. But who else has been here? Felix, you've been on this continent for a while, right? In this kingdom.
Yeah, maybe about like a week and a half or so. Not
Right.
too long.
That's right. So maybe not. Okay, so there's a number of these giant statues around the different exits and entrances to the city. You walk beneath that, at the base of it, and out. And outside is like this makeshift um, bazaar almost, with a bunch of little tents set up and stations for exchanging of goods. Just all done outside of the city. Um, you can find some better deals out here, and you find a number of businesses that have carts fairly loaded up and looking like they're ready to leave to the port of Bexley.
Mm, okay.
All right. So can we?
Hitchhike.
Well, hitchhike. Yes.
Nice. All right. If you just want to make blanket persuasion rolls, whoever you think would be doing the talking. um,
Well, you might not think it, but I'm actually
oh,
proficient
Oh yeah, you are.
in
nice.
persuasion. Um,
You're very
and
practical. You're like, this will work.
yeah, like, come on, like just how much are we gonna weigh? It's fine. So I have a +3,
Okay.
Hmm.
Yeah, go for it.
and I can also assist anybody who wants to try it.
If anyone wants, yeah, to assist, then the person rolling will roll with advantage. You know what? I think Ormia would probably help her pal Reinwin
Okay.
and be like, "Yeah, oh, we've got this." Um,
Kaylin just stands back.
nice.
Okay.
All right, so go ahead and roll persuasion with advantage.
Nice.
Nice.
Wait, what is with the 7s today? Jeez.
Nice.
Screw you guys. I got an 18.
Beautiful. Yeah, your tag team duo here just works wonders on like you have to go through a couple people, but the third person you meet is like, oh, I've got plenty of room. I'm actually um, underweight on this shipment, and it's sort of I like to pay things forward, and some people have done similar good deeds for me recently. So please hop aboard. So of course they see you, and then everyone else like joins. Like you go tell everyone. Yeah, there should be room.
Kaylin waves as she passes.
Yeah, clunk clunk with the gear and stuff. Yeah, and the
Yeah.
skull with the ruby eyes
Pull-
sticking out of the back of your.
yeah, kind of pull the, yeah, close her as she walks by.
Oh, well, let's get underway. Um, and you guys get underway by via horse-drawn carriage to the port of Bexley. Let's open that map up. Woohoo!
Yep.
New map.
Got it.
Awesome.
All right, let's see. I should close all this. Give me that port of Bexley.
Oh, do you want the port map?
Oh yeah,
Is
yeah.
there
I've
a
got
port map? Because I've got the whole city open up.
Oh no, yep. This is a different one because this one is like miles outside of town.
Okay.
So you hitch this ride, and ta-da!
Ah.
Okay.
Oh, all right.
And now to load.
Ooh.
Oh, that didn't take very long.
Pretty.
Loading. Good,
Nice.
good. All right, so you arrive in the port of Bexley. You've been instructed to find the dockmaster Talon. I think that's all the information you've gotten. Has anyone already passed through? Yeah, I think Emil, you passed. I can't remember. I'm still not. I don't have everyone's backstories down. Anyone that's used this port, and you'll know, of course. You know that there's an inn and a tavern, inn/tavern here, and basically an adventuring gear shop, and then some other like a way station, some other type of things strictly related to the dock. But as far as residential places for all, it's an inn/tavern called called the Goofy Goober, and an adventuring store. The adventuring store sells anything you can find, anything in the list on page 150 of the player's handbook.
Ooh.
Really quick, Dan.
Yeah.
As Felix leaves the wagon, I guess that we were on, he talks to the driver and says, 25 gold says you never saw us.
Oh,
Nice.
okay. Thank you.
All right. Glad we have an understanding.
Good
Indeed.
thinking.
Thank
An
you
understanding
for
with who? It starts going.
Exactly.
Neat. Yeah, oh, that's awesome. All right, just take the 25 out of your inventory.
Sure.
That's awesome. Let's see. Let me get this map in here. All right, so you guys have arrived. You're in like the northern section of the map here on the actual, not out in any of the boardwalks, but on the edge of the dock. You can clearly see the inn and tavern. You see another building that looks like the main place of business here, which you imagine Talon is likely in. And then you see the adventuring store.
I'm just gonna kind of stand around because I'm just kind of just tired and ready to go. I don't really want to go into the adventuring store.
Okay.
Um.
It's like 8 o'clock too now. It's about 8.
Yeah.
It's probably gonna close soon. Might as well go find the port guy, Talon.
Yeah, we've had a
Okay.
long day.
That
So-
sounds fun.
Neat. All right, you guys find your way into the that building, and there are a number of people that look like they work here, sort of scurrying around. Some weighing smaller objects out, others looking through crates. It's a rather large open area with a counter at the very, very back, where you see a small female gnome. She looks pretty useful. It's tough to tell gnome ages. She has dirty blonde hair about down to her shoulders, and these, as you get closer looking for the dockmaster, she has these really crystal clear purple eyes. And she's dressed in the attire of a dock worker. She looks up. Yes, how may I help you? She's sort
Are
of
you
squinting.
Talon?
Yes, ma'am. That's me.
Oh. Well, We are told to look for you. We have papers to use the port.
She's sort of staring at you for a minute. Can't say that I've seen a genasi in quite some time. I love the hair.
Ah, thanks.
Ah,
It just does that.
always amazes me. How wonderful. Well, here to use the dock, the port. Certainly. Do you have your papers?
Yep.
She sort of holds hands out.
Kaylin presents her papers, gives them to her.
Yep.
She gives them all a stamp, passes them back. Very well. Do you have a destination in mind? We only have 3 ships going out for the next several weeks.
Anywhere but here.
Well, we have one headed to the city of Rennes on Calais. It's about an 11-day journey, leaving in about 45 minutes. It's 5 gold per person for passage. There is another ship headed to Cushmaron and Terra. Now, anyone from Calais would know that that's. She said it in a butchered way, because she's not from Calais. But it's essentially French for buried nightmare. So, if you're from Calais, you would know that. Well, that's about an 18-day voyage. That's 7 gold per person, and finally a long trip to the kingdom of Villia. About 48 days and 23 gold per person. And Villia, Kaylin, you're familiar with. That's where you were. Well, I don't want to say too much because I don't know what everyone knows about your
Right.
background, but that's
Right.
that. What I'd recommend heading to Rennes, a lovely city, another port city on the homeland of Calais. But it depends on where you'd like to head. You tell me.
45 minutes, you say?
Kaylin
Yes.
speaks up and says, well, my vote's, speaking to the group, my vote's for Ren. I actually have someone that I need to talk to there concerning some personal matters.
Fine by me. It's probably better that we travel in a group.
Ormia
Yeah.
just wants to go with Reinman. So where she goes, I go.
Oh, and Rhineland's used to traveling in groups, so yeah, it's another port city. Who knows? She might be able to, gamble herself a new ship.
Mm. And Astrid's sort of off to the side, tapping her hoof, like, wherever. I have much to do.
If you guys are going to Rennes, I'm not sure I want to go to that place ever again.
Why?
I grew up there. I don't want to go back. I've seen enough of it for a lifetime.
Well, I don't think I know. I'm not from Calais, so I don't know what that phrase means. Buried nightmare. So I'm clueless there. What about buried nightmare?
Any place I've been before sounds good to me.
I really don't care.
Okay, so we've got a boat that wants to go to Rennes and a not want to go to Rennes.
Dilemma.
I'm honestly happy on a boat, just in general.
Well,
Likewise.
not Bexley is a very good start.
Not Bexley, and not Bexley in 45 minutes is kind of enticing.
Yeah, I was gonna say the 45-minute one. Yeah, quickest, fastest.
Kaylin turns to Emil and tries to give him the most doughiest, sincerest, saddest eyes that she possibly can. Although she kind of ends up looking a little mean.
Nice.
Almost threatening.
Awesome.
Emil, maybe we could
and-
just spend a couple of days in Ren and then move on from there.
Yeah.
A couple of
Yeah.
hours? Did you say hours? Did you say like a couple
Couple
of
of
candle
hours.
marks? We could just pass through.
Yeah, Kaylin, was talking to the group. She a little hesitant to kind of reveal too many details, but she was like, the person I need to talk to should be at the port city. So it should be not too far off of the ship, and it should be just a quick conversation.
That's a lot of should be's.
That sounds okay, but it's still Ren. All right, I guess we're kind of constraining our decision here, but
I mean, there's always buried nightmare.
There is always buried nightmare.
Although I think Emil would know what buried nightmare is, wouldn't he? Since he's from Ren.
Yeah. Make a history check if you want, and you can see what kind of background you know.
well, I mean,
On.
Ren kind of sounds like a waking nightmare, so.
Wow, so dramatic.
Yeah, you're not sure. There was some disaster there 100 some years ago. Gosh, an 8. I think all you'd know is there used to be a city there, and you'd know this with an 8 because it was sort of a marvel. There's a city that its structure had like 30 feet of supports, and some areas much deeper than that, up to 100 some feet of supports. And that when the tide came in, it came way inland and flooded this city. So everything was up, above the water line. So when it drained out, they had this whole amazing architecture and engineering to the city to pump everything out and use the lower area. And then everyone goes up to a safe area when it floods in with the tide. So it had this like second life to the city when the tide was out.
Sounds amazing.
Yeah, and then some crazy thing happened, some super powerful thing like destroyed the place and buried the entire kingdom.
Well, it gives me hope for Ren one day, but I think in the end, like my aversion isn't so strong that I'm gonna,
Okay.
It's if Kaylin has business there, I might just invest in a really a cloak with a really deep hood and just hide my face and leave town as quickly as I can.
We can
Nice.
definitely get you that. We can secure it.
There's an adventuring store.
So, Ren it is? She's still squinting a bit at everyone.
Sounds like a plan.
Sure.
Rent it
Yeah.
Okay, well, that'll be 5 gold a person. And as she collects that, and just if everyone wants to go in and deduct 5 gold from their inventory, I'll do it for the people that aren't here. Okay. Astrid. Poor Astrid. She did not have as much as Ormia. Okay. She gives you information on the ship. She says, she describes the very large ship, the largest ship in docked. She says, well, the ship you're looking for is the Poppycock.
Poppycock.
Yes, can't miss it. Largest ship docked here, sailboat. Captain.
Interesting.
If we're gonna compress this story, Emil is gonna say poppycock 372 times on this voyage.
That is awesome. Poppycock sure is a great ship. Yeah.
Poppycock.
Awesome. I believe it's Captain Kutani. that will be running this voyage. Let me see here. They're due to set off, and she flips through the schedule once again. Yeah, 45 minutes before
Poppycock.
they. Yes, yes. Largest ship. Yes, that's the one. Um, so please see that you gather all your belongings, keep your papers on your person, and I wish you good, fair journey.
Yeah,
Thank you.
thank you.
Thanks.
My pleasure,
Thank
my
you.
pleasure. She kind of looks at Rhinewind's hair again, and yes, well, take care of yourself.
You inspired her, Wyman.
All right, and you guys head out of this building.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Kaylin, I would like to go to the adventurers gear place to
Okay.
get a potion.
Yeah.
All
I
right.
think I have enough gold for one of those.
Nice. Yeah, anything at all from page 150, and I'll bring it up on my thing here. So, a healing potion, is that what you're looking for?
Yes.
All right.
And a cloak.
And a cloak, yes. Uh,
There's robes.
one gold piece of those. Costume, yeah, so it'd be essentially a robe, yeah, which is only one gold piece for the robe. Where is this healing potion? I know it's in here somewhere. It's just not under
It's
potion of
Yeah.
healing, which is 50 gold for a potion of healing.
Yeah, I
Dang.
know.
Okay.
I know. I'm gonna get one potion, and Kaylin's also gonna buy some robes, or buy a robe. For,
Okay. There's actually
Yeah.
a fairly nice selection of robes all on a rack here. So
Okay, but we don't want nice. We want nondescript.
Yes. Yes. Kaylin
Something
looks
that's
at
not
the
gonna attract
salesperson, and she says, "I want something that would make someone blend in as much as possible."
aye, lass, can find that for you. And
Are you familiar? She asked the attendant. Are you familiar with the Rensport city and their
Aye.
style?
Aye.
We're going there, and we need a cloak that will blend in there.
We have three that very common there right now this time of year.
Okay.
Very light, but very good for obscuring. You can't see through them. They're not heavy material because it's hot, but enough to fit right in.
Exactly what I want.
That'll be 1 gold.
Okay. Kaylin puts down the 1 gold piece and also the 50 for the healing potion.
Okay. And just go ahead, same thing,
Yep.
deduct it. And Emercina, what were you saying?
I don't think I was saying anything,
Oh, okay.
but I do have a question. Will
Shoot.
the weather change between here and there?
No, it's almost on the same latitude, so it's still going to be pretty toasty over there.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
all right. I'm going to get also
Okay.
some healing potions. I'm going to get 3 of them.
Okay, nice. All right. Let's do
Take those
this.
along.
All right.
Yes.
I'll let you do the money part, and I will add
Yeah.
I will add them to your inventory here. Potion of healing.
And I'm also going to ask the shopkeeper to see if he knows what these reddish-orange potions that I have are.
Nice.
He kind of takes a look, swirls it around, pops a cap. I'm sorry, lass. Someone familiar with alchemy may be able to help you, or
Okay.
arcana, perhaps. I haven't seen this one before. And he kind of holds it up to the light and, sorry, passes it back to you.
All right. Well, I won't be feeding these to anybody anytime soon. I do have a 10 intelligence, so that's average.
If anyone knows anything else they want to buy, go ahead. If you're not sure and you want a little more time to look at it, we can retcon it, where you can just say, "Oh, you bought it."
Well,
I'll
while
probably
this
pick
is
up
going
another
on,
potion.
Kaylin
Okay.
steps over to Emil and hands him the robe.
Emil seems pretty touched by the fact that she actually like bought it for him, and so he kind of blushes and thanks her, and he kind of bows, but like in a way that you can tell he's never bowed in his life. He's never seen somebody bow in his life, so he's not real sure what he's doing, but he's trying to be gracious.
With a little smirk on her face.
Nice.
Fair enough.
All right. Anyone else want to pick anything up here? Ed, I got you. If you want to, again, do the money up, I put 1. Is that what you wanted?
Sounds
Just
good.
the 1?
Yep.
Okay.
Perfect.
Yeah, sorry, I am actually doing some buying here.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And I'm going to get 5 flasks of oil.
Nice. Okay.
So that's a silver piece each. So I had some change from when we, I think that was, no, oh gosh, I'm getting my games confused. I'm sorry.
No, you're
I'm really
fine.
sorry.
No, you're good. All right, put 5 flasks of oil in your inventory.
Thank you.
Felix is going to keep some cash liquid because he knows it's useful to grease palms.
Nice. Okay.
Oh wait, you put it in, or I need to put it in?
Oh, I put it in. Should be oil under oil and then flask in parentheses. Oops, no, that's my fault. Waka waka. I still had Felix's open. I closed yours. Let me move that over. You don't have that, Felix. The shop owner gives it to Felix to pass to you. There we go.
I bought a hooded lantern.
Okay. Well, I'm sorry. Oh, a hooded lantern. Nice. Okay.
Yep.
Let me get that in there.
I got it in there, so.
Oh, you did? Okay, good.
Yeah.
It's rather well crafted for like a port store here. Solid quality.
Good.
All right. I'll talk to Ormia later and Astrid to see if they get anything. All right. So you guys are stocked up. You know where the ship is in port.
Can Felix try to find some guards? Or is there any like?
Oh, guards.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, go ahead. Step outside and make a perception check if you want.
Sure.
It's fairly bustling around here. Most people are dressed in like dock wear. But you're like laser eyes spot, a guard only 50 feet away guarding one of the docks.
I approach him and say, "Hey, would you happen to know where the quarantine area is? I just kind of want to avoid it myself. I heard that there's some arcane quarantine going on."
I'm afraid I don't know anything about that, sir. He's sort of just looking ahead.
Are you sure? Can I do like a
insight? Yeah.
Yeah, insight.
Go for it.
These aren't the same. This isn't the same guard, right? Like I've still got that guard on my mind. Like,
thankfully, no.
These guards are somewhere. They're somewhere.
Yeah.
Nice. Ooh, good insight.
Doing a shift at some building and gate and just not paying attention to what they're doing.
Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah, you feel like he knows more than what he's letting on.
I slip him 5 gold. Are you sure?
He looks down. I've heard about a quarantine area at the Tensor University. Should something, well, I'm not really sure what they use it for, but I imagine for folk that are sick from magic.
All right. Well, thank you. I'm going to make sure I stay well away from it.
Be safe. Goes back to
Use
sort of
one.
scanning the docks.
Yeah.
Pockets the
I
gold.
go to try to find the party.
You backtrack. They're sort of exiting the adventuring store as you find them. What do you guys want to do next?
Head for the ship. I would like to
Sounds-
get into a cabin and sleep.
Oh,
Nice. All right, you all make your way over to the dock that has that massive ship on it. You walk down, and at the very base of the what's that plank called that where you walk up it? Oh my gosh!
Gangplank.
Thank you. Gangplank is down, and you see just a couple of fairly rough-looking sailors tossing some dice down in the corner there.
Oh,
They don't, as you approach, they don't really acknowledge you. You're in the middle of the game.
Okay, I'm curious. I'm watching, trying to figure out what if I recognize the game.
It's a fairly popular type of gambling game that you've definitely played. You've played it quite a bit.
Okay. They've got my full attention.
Nice. Hey! They cheer, they roll, and someone gets something good. And two of them sort of look down, sullen, and one's like, "Ha ha ha ha! I told you!" Win every time, and he collects a couple of like 10 silver pieces that they're playing for him.
are they actually like? Sorry, I kind of spaced out for a second. Are they actually like blocking the gangplank, or are
No,
they
they're-
just sitting next to
They're
it?
just sitting next to it, down on some crates that need to be loaded.
Okay, then I'm just gonna start walking onto the ship.
Okay. You walk right up the entire thing until you're at the deck, and there's a bunch of sailors scurrying about, manning their posts and preparing the ship for departure. Up at the on the main deck, you see someone towering over a half orc, female half orc, probably like 6'7", 6'8", somewhere around there, just towering over everyone else. Jet black hair and like a pixie cut, muscular build, um, noticeable white scar across her neck, the front of her neck, and this like three scars from like a scratch from some type of creature, clawed creature, across her face and nose. She's barking orders out and watching everyone as they're working, preparing the ship.
Okay,
And
awesome.
gambling.
Nice.
Kaylin follows Rin into the boat.
Uh,
Um, well, I guess I'm going to approach the half orc and show her my papers and ask her where I can get some shut eye.
okay. Emil, if you had, did I put gambling in your did I put that in your skills? If so, go ahead and make a roll.
I don't think we actually did that.
Okay. Geez, I don't even know what that would be. I mean, there's no luck stat. I guess just do like a dexterity thing for now, and we'll figure that out when we
Okay,
can.
fair enough. Yeah.
Ryan, when the moment, I mean, you're up at the top of the gangplank and you're looking around, you see her, and the moment your foot steps on the deck, that's when she, like, snaps, looks over, and, who's boarding my ship?
Boom.
Kaylin's behind her and
Papers.
raises her hand.
Cool, okay. Get over here.
Okay.
She barks some other orders at some other people on the ship. But you have been invited to the upper part of the deck. As you all, head up there, whomever's heading up approaches her. She kind of just looks at each of you. I'm the captain, Katani. Let me see your papers. She just takes everyone's papers that are here. She passes them back. I regret to inform you that we have a delay. We'll be leaving first thing in the morning. You're
All right,
welcome
I'm
to
gonna
bunk.
go. I'm
You're wel-
going to the inn then.
okay. Neat. She offers that. You're welcome to bunk on the ship or lodgings on me tonight at the inn.
Ooh, thank you.
Nice.
May I ask what the delay is?
You may not.
Um,
There's work to be
Okay.
done.
Kaylin.
However, Rhinewin and Ormia, who's not here, but I can roll for her. You guys can roll, I don't know, an intelligence check, just a straight up intelligence check.
Okay. That's not gonna go well. But okay.
Yeah, Ormia's got your back if not. Nice,
Oh,
you both got 19. Okay.
Nice.
You both know that on any reputable ship like this, and this is, you can see this ship has all the trimmings here. It's clearly a respected, well-run ship that makes money. Um, the only reason they would be having a delay, you know, there's something fishy. I should put it like that. With a 19, currently, you know, there's something fishy in case you wanted to pursue it any further. Or, sorry, Caitlin, if you had anything you wanted to follow up with, you're welcome to.
oh.
No, Kaylin's kind of surprised by her abrupt answer.
Well, at first I was like, okay, fine, whatever. I'm going to the inn. I'm gonna sleep. But when she was all like, nope, with Kaylin, then that's when I started noticing something weird going on.
Yeah.
So I like drag myself out of my, half asleep
Mm.
stupor or whatever. I'm like, no, really. I think you should answer her question.
She sort of sighs, and she's so preoccupied with what needs to be done that she just is like, it's going to be easier to answer. You get that impression, just from her
Yeah.
body language. There's an important shipment is late in reaching us. We'll have it done soon. We'll have it here soon. We'll leave first thing in the morning. Now, please, I have work to do. You look like you need some rest. Off with you, please. I'll see you first thing in the morning. We shall set sail. Now is not a very good time.
Kaylin
Okay.
shrugs and walks off the ship.
All right. I'm
Nice.
like torn between how tired I am and how much I want to find out what's on that shipment.
Nice. Yeah.
But
To continue with your 19, your roll intelligence roll of 19, you know that typically the only time the ship like this would wait for some late shipment, like usually they're just like, well, you're lost, we're out. You pay us a down payment,
Yeah.
you don't get it here on time, we're gone. Is either if it's worth a boatload of money, or if it's something that's not legal.
not legal, you say?
Mm.
Okay.
All right. Well, I'll file that away and.
And Emil, you got an 11. Okay. You sort of broke even, Emil. Um, you did a
Good to
few
know.
rounds, but didn't win, didn't lose, essentially.
Good to know.
All right, and everyone walks down past you as they disembark the ship.
Okay, I'll pick up what's going on and I'll follow them.
Okay. Is everyone going like straight to bed?
Yes.
Okay.
That's probably wise.
Yeah.
Actually,
I think so at this point, yeah.
now that I think about it, Rhinewin looks at the inn and looks at the dock and looks at the inn and then jumps in the water and goes to sleep under the water.
Nice. Just before you jump under the water, as you guys are approaching this tavern, it's dark. We're looking at like closer to 8:30 now, and you're approaching the tavern, and everyone's just has this like weary, to the bone feeling of let's just get in there and get to sleep.
Yeah.
And you each feel. Let's see who would be first here. Emersina, you feel this terrible burning feeling on the back of your left shoulder, just under your armor. It feels like it's on fire, searing pain.
The, the frick.
What?
But just as you start reacting and experiencing that, Felix, on the back of your right calf of your leg, searing, intense pain. And then it just cascades on to, I'm going to have to remember this later, Rhineman, right in the center of your back. It's hot, burning, searing pain.
Oh, and then God damn it, right where I can't reach it.
Nice. Astrid has it on her left shoulder / bicep, that middle area. Ormia has it on her right butt cheek, because I think that'd be hilarious. Emil, you have it right on your left pectoral muscle. And Kaylin, you have it right on the back of your neck. Searing, painful thing. How do you guys react to that?
I just kind of drop and I'm like, ah.
Felix stands on his lighting stick.
And it burns.
Emil
Like
tries not to
fire.
react.
Like I'm kind of wondering if it's related to like the ruin thing from the place. I'm half asleep here, but you know,
No problem.
all the ruins that happened and went on the skull and everything and got, yeah.
That we're still carrying around for some
Yeah.
reason.
Well, I was going to say Kaylin is a little suspicious and looks down at the skull in her bag to see if it's like on fire or glowing.
Completely inert. But Emersina. Oh, good. Sorry.
Oh, good. No, you're good.
Was someone gonna say or do something? I don't want to step on anyone's toes.
Well, when Emersina grabs her shoulder, I'm going to look at what she's where she's grabbing.
She pulls it back, her armor back far enough, and you do in fact see seared in like this jet black, glossy jet black, what looks like kind of burnt flesh, the rune that came into life when the skull had announced it earlier is now on her back. And as you each sort of check to put out whatever the flame is, as you touch it, the pain starts to go away. But you see each have your own respective runic symbol from that on your person. Well, Caitlin, someone describes it to you because it's on the back of your neck. But, yeah. And that's where we'll end the session tonight. Woohoo! 6-1.
All right.
All right, we've been branded by a mysterious spirit.
Demon?
A jerk skull. Yeah.
Jerk skull. Yeah.
Nate. All right.
Woohoo.
So for anyone that has to go, because I know several of you, I thank you so much for being here, and players, for sticking through despite being super tired. Anyone that has to leave player-wise, please go ahead and leave, no problem. Anyone that wants to stay, I'll ask chat if they have any questions for us, and chat, if you have any questions, please fire away. But again,
Who got seared on their butt?
Oh, that's Ormia.
Oh. That sucks.
Well, I actually told my mom I would call her around this time, so
sure,
I am going to take off.
Absolutely.
Have a good night, everybody.
Thank you so much, Sarah.
Thank you
Have
for
a
the
great night.
fun time.
Yeah. Bye.
Nice. All right. Yeah, let me shut hers off here. Sarah's. Yeah, so chat, if you have any questions for any of the players or about the characters or the world or anything, fire away. Let us know. Turn goobers down. Nice. Are you at the end too? Goofy goobers. All right, looks like not too many questions, but thank you for the Franco for being here, being so involved in chat or hilarious. It was great to have you all here. Thank you, Asiv Dubas, Pew pew pew. Indeed. I appreciate you all being here. We stream every Friday night from 10 p.m. to 1 a.m. Eastern Time. And the campaign is Stormfall with all these wonderful players here. You guys killed it again. Always super fun to watch you guys and see, what you do. It's so exciting. um, all right. Switch that. Players and viewers, thank you so much. I hope you all. Dark Surgeman. Yeah. It is. Asif, can you believe it? So check us out here. We also have. I don't know if I can do this or if I have to be a mod. I'm not on the. There we go. So all of our episodes go up to YouTube, usually the next day, in case you missed anything and you want to catch it. We're at episode 3, so it's a great time to get caught up from the beginning should you have an interest in watching or listening. Yeah. Have a great night, everyone. Thank you so much. We'll catch you next week. Until then, have fun. Take care. Bye.
Bye.
See y'all.
Hi.